All right, guys, welcome to the iMaxit and Wemaxit YouTube channels. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do consider liking, sharing, and definitely subscribing to the platform. As I saw by the title, we're going to be talking on Jamaica versus DR Congo. We have a few topics that we want to put in. We're going to have a few guesses that we're going to bring on through the show for maybe around maximum 2 hours. That's my plan. And the reason why I've never done it a little bit later, solely due to time, because I have the family and I have to run off because I wanted to do this 11 o'clock my time today, but this is the only time I do get. All right. Yes. So what I'm going to be doing, we're going to talk. I think I'm going to leave this for the guesses. What's at stake? So to look on behind for both Congo and also Jamaica. What's at stake after this game, regardless of the result? Then we're going to do predictions and lineup. That's my whole goal here. And always remember, I'm coming from a sane place, so we're going to break down things that is meaningful for all you lovely people. All right, yeah, man, yeah, man. Thanks for being here. We had some results yesterday, and also even this morning because we had Trinidad playing a watered down Gabon, but still Gabon nonetheless. All right, yes. So let me know where you're watching it from. If you're watching it from Wemaxit or iMaxit, all right, because I'm testing out something on the system right here. So we saw our brother, massive respect, Joseph Brown. Thanks for being here. Yeah, man. Chorus in the house. All right. Son of a Sal said, yes, you're first. Yes, because we are doing a lot of platforms. So maybe you're just on one first, but others were there before you. All right, we have vacation phones. Big of yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive, massive respect. Lamar, our brother in the building. Massive respect. We have Alex in the house. How you doing, man? Hope all is well. Piro in the building. All right. Then we have Chapix. Feeling good. How you guys feeling? If you're from Congo, if you're from Jamaica, if you're from anywhere, because I have a lot of subscribers. So wherever you're from, yeah, big up to you. All right. Yes, Mexi. How you doing, man? Oh, you doing, man? Yeah, man. I am here, man. I'm here. That's why I've done this channel because I want to make sure you guys know that I'm going to be back doing Nigeria as well tomorrow. All right, yeah, man. Thanks for being here. All right, this is my good friend. Oh, nice, nice. How you doing? Hope all is well with you. Yeah, man. I'm here. Sadna in the building. Yes. Gavin. How you doing, man? Big up, big up. And then we have our brother Chelsea in the house and Dr. Gigi, the boss. All right, so let we put what we know so far. So Jamaica did surpass New Caledonia 1 goal to nil. We had broke down that in our last video. We never had to do 700 videos on it to tell you how bad it was or how good it was. It was just a game to get over the line, and they got over the line, right? In my opinion. And then now we have to look at the next side. We had DR Congo taking on Bermuda before they won it 2-0. It was a behind closed door game, so it wasn't shown. All right, so I never had any way to detail them. But we have Congo playing against high level competition, so that's enough for me to detail. You understand me? Yes. So I never needed to see them against Bermuda to know how good they are or how bad they are. All right, so I could have watched the other games them. And what I've done, I've watched a few games. I've watched Nigeria game with them, and then I watch Algeria game. The reason why I've done Nigeria game is solely based on Nigeria has makeup players similar to Jamaica and the way higher quality as well. All right, so that's a perfect way to judge it. So I was sitting on Nigeria game a lot more and not necessarily the Algeria game because Algeria's team plays much more technical football that I know before the game starts against Jamaica. It's not going to be that way because they just don't believe in that. That's not their strengths. All right. Yes. So that was the take I had. And I think you guys would have agreed with me as well. Let me try and put the things on the screen for you. All right. Remember, I'm streaming from a lot of places and I don't know how it works, All right. So I'm still getting so if I miss your comment, yes, just bear with me, all right? I'm still trying to figure everything out, okay? So give me a little time. All right, let me try and bring them up 1 second. Let me see. Before I continue, I wanted to put something on the screen, but give me a second so we can go through it. All right. All right. Good. 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 So we're seeing this now. All right. That is good. All right. So we have it on Wemaxit and iMaxit, and I think it's showing the Wemaxit version. All right. And then we have one on the Wemaxit. Okay. That is lovely. 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 All right. That is lovely. All right. Yes. That is lovely. All right, and we saw people on the Wemaxi, so that is great. All right, so anyways, let me put this thing up now. Let me put this thing up now. One second, let me try and get it on the screen. Let me try and get it on the screen. All right, so this is the one that we have on the screen, so you could get to know the players a lot more. So we have Jamaica. Let me go through the Jamaica squad and tell you a few things about these guys and what to expect, the style of play that they do have from their clubs, because that is essential, not necessarily what they do for Jamaica. All right, so this is how it looks now. So we have Andre Blake. I'm getting a little bit older. He's 35 years old. We have Jamal Waite, younger, 27 years old, but Andre Blake still stays as a significant better goalkeeper. Still playing at a higher level than Jamal Waite. I saw Jamal Waite, and I can say that maybe Andre Blake will still be better than him for a good while, in my opinion. All right, in my opinion. So that in itself might arm his position to get a game anytime soon. I think Andre Blake will play as long as he wants in the Jamaica team, because I don't see anyone directly replacing him. Amal Knight was there once. When once Blake is injured, he comes in. Then you have Ethan Pinnock. Ethan Pinnock, for me, still the backbone, best defender for Jamaica by a country mile, just the same. And even he's still very good for Brentford, but for some reason, Brentford just doesn't use him. Maybe they have a different direction that they're going in, because it comes down to pattern of plays and such. And if someone believes that they don't fit their pattern of play, they won't go there. All right. Then we have Joel Latibodier, one of the most gifted player on the Jamaica team. I actually think if you look at overall natural ability to play football, he might be the best footballer on Jamaica's team, period. On Jamaica's team, period. Just flat out, period. All right? Yes. He might just be the best, period. All right. Technical ability is very good at that. Reading the game, very good. And clearly, he came through a solid academy. So that in itself helps him, he came through Manchester City Academy, and I love that he's getting his flowers this year. He's getting his flowers this year. I like the way I heard Lampard spoke on him and such, even though other previous coaches spoke on him highly, but what I heard about what Jamaicans said on him, which I shouldn't have took that so important, because I don't think they value footballers well. You understand me? So I shouldn't take that as a indicator to say, oh, good they are. You understand me? Yes, I shouldn't take that as an indicator at all. All right. Yes, so Amari Bell, he's having a solid season. He's currently at Charlton with other Jamaicans. Yes, can play the left wing back, left back, and also left-sided centre back. And I do believe that he is a solid option. Right, and then now you have Ian Free. Ian Free came in from Inter Miami. Solid player, but he's deployed in a defensive central midfield for Jamaica, which I am not 100% sure that is it. It is his best position. But if we are going to go, he's going to go up against Latibodier. It might not be the best competition for him. So I think maybe eventually, and the centre back position, because he plays right back and centre back. Yes. So that might not be the best situation for him, people. All right. Yes. Bless up everyone that's coming through. All right. Bless up everyone that's coming through. All right. I saw the messages, but I'm not saying anything else. All right. I'm not seeing anything else. So just let me go through this first, and then eventually I will fix everything. Because sometimes maybe the system not running as smooth. But just give me a little time. I will be here for 2 hours, so it will give me time to set up stuff. Damian Lowe is still Jamaica's best speed recover player, regardless of what people says about Damian Lowe. He's still there as a asset to Jamaica. All right, because nobody else in the team has recovery pace as him. So that is essential for Damian Lowe. That is essential. Recover pace is essential because remember, if you're playing an eye line, that's needed as a player. He's needed as a player. It's always needed as a player. So look out for that. So that is Damian Lowe. So regardless of we saying that he's wild and all of those stuffs, which has valid reasons why people says things. It's okay. It's fair. It's a fair view point to have because obviously you saw something before, and that's the reason why you said that. All right. So I have no problem for you to view it that way. But all I'm saying is he still has traits that might still be valid for the situation at hand. Because you only can be as good you only can be as good as what is available. And the biggest problem is you criticize a player, but remember, Jamaica is not a big team. They don't have players for days to choose between everybody because if you throw out Damian Lowe, you can't name much more centre backs that is actually better than Damian Lowe in the national team. You understand me? And recover pace, you can't find more centre backs that has the recover pace like Damian Lowe. So sometimes we have to. I understand that people standing up, but we have to still look at it at the moment. Damian Lowe is in the roster, and he is still the best recover pace person in the roster. So when we are coming to the lineup, we might can look at some more things, and then 1 second. And then from there we break down things a little bit further. All right, like who to start, and then my prediction will come after. All right. Yes. All right. I think I've shared it now and stuff. And once the other guys them come in, I will give them the thing. All right. Bless up, Big Ballin, Benzema, massive respect. Our brother Drew Ross, Prince Hood in the building, Nanny Ballin, massive respect. James Jackson, a big of yourself. Markland, how you doing? Massive respect. And then now we have Richard King. Richard King got a move to the Scottish League, St. Marion. He was touted to be the next superstar for Jamaica. Because in the lower level, he was perceived to be a ball passing centre back. You understand me? But at the higher level, I don't think he has lived up to that. His anxiety that he has on the ball, still don't adapt to reaction timing to the speed of the game that he's playing in a higher tier league. So and then he comes back to Jamaica and he was the one that was prone to mistakes. So I would be shocked if they start him again. And I think that I heard the fan base said they are fed up of him already. I thought that we saw it a long time, but maybe we're ahead of the curve. And one thing you have to respect this channel. We have never gone into any direction like we have to, because what when it comes on to the Jamaica fraction, because these players are connected to people and a lot of people want to have friends with people, they can't say the truth. They will come on and pretend like they want to say the truth, but they're not going to say the truth. They're going to tell you some story around. But we don't do that on this platform, at least me. And I am the only one on this platform. I am the owner of this platform, and I am the one of this platform. And that's my modus operandi. I don't play around because I don't want any friends from anybody. I am just a analyst and stick by that. All right. He is not that type caliber of player that they taught him as. You understand me? And for me, I if I don't see him start, I don't think it's a problem. I think it would be much more of a blessing because a higher caliber player will actually expose him a lot more. He's still learning, as what people said. Fair enough. I am okay with that because I do think he has improved from what he was doing in the JPL. He has improved. That is true. All right. Yes. So I'm okay with that stance. But for now, in this situation, I wouldn't have used him. All right. I think I would keep him on the bench for maybe penalties, as what one of my last callers told me. All right. Then you have Kyle Ming. Kyle Ming is at Mount Pleasant. We saw him the other day. Played in the Concacaf region. All right. Kyle Ming can find things wanting from time to time because he's playing at a lower tier. So I don't think they are going to rely on Kyle Ming because this is a higher caliber team. And then maybe you are going to ask some questions. Then why you pick these players if they are not ready for this competition? I think maybe they couldn't have gotten all the players they needed, and hence why they just work with it that way. All right, that's my take. That's my take. All right. Yes, so Kyle Ming is just there for backup, like any emergency. That's what he's there for. All right, and he can fill a gap, but I don't think they're going to rely on him. I still believe that Damian Lowe is a better a better position for both King and Kyle Ming, in my opinion. I know you guys wouldn't agree with that, but that is my analysis. All right, Ronaldo Webster, I think he plays himself into a position for people to consider him getting a opportunity. All right, if people could consider him getting an opportunity, and I would say that is definitely fair. All right, he plays wing back, he can play left winger, and he can play even striker because he had played both striker and left winger for Cavaliers back in the days. But I don't know how he has actually evolved as one of those players up in that higher role, because for me, what I've seen him playing a way deeper role, and it's wing back to left back itself. Left back, he still has the struggling with the tackling, the timing of the tackling and stuff. And at this higher level, you could see some problems right there. That is definitely true. All right. But I think that his link up plays, his controlling still looks solid. And I'd say for a player that comes from Jamaica, I think he's decent, you know. If I have had that option, I could have gone for that option, but he's the option that we have, and because of the left-sided center back side, Jamaica doesn't have so much blessing there. I might would keep him in that position and you use Ethan Pinnock and Ethan Pinnock and Ethan Pinnock and Bell to rotate. Bell to rotate because of the situation that Jamaica find themselves in. Jamaica had some other left backs, but both of them injured. All right, higher quality left backs than him, because I think Greg Lee is better than him, regardless of what people in Jamaica says. Greg Lee is better than him, and definitely we have a higher caliber left back, but he was injured also. So, and he only had one game for Jamaica, so he never got a chance for Jamaica truly. All right, so he would have to come in and get himself help. So Jamaica has a injury crisis at the back. No, Dexter plays over the right hand side. Dexter can play as a left hand side left back, but he's not the best over there in my opinion. All right. While now was big up yourself, thanks for being here. Mario, big up yourself, thanks for being here. All right. So to be honest, Jamaica's backline is weak. Their backline is weak because you have a left back, their natural left back that they would have used, they don't have him there. That is one. Right. Right-sided centre back, the first options them are not there either. And also some of them drop off as well. So I heard that Congo's team is weak defensive wise. I want to say that Jamaica's team is weak just the same, even more weaker in several areas. You understand me? But what we just named out there, you saw that we have positions that you're saying that, yeah, you could add this there and that there. So those are the things that will come up to play a massive part. All right? Yes. So we could say clearly the back line would be Ethan Pinnock, Ethan Pinnock, Ethan Pinnock, Webster, Webster, because I explained to you that the Ethan Pinnock doesn't have any substitution, so you can't put both of them on the field because you don't have any other centre back. Then I would see Damian Lowe. So Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe, Damian Lowe and Latibodier. Latibodier being the back line there. So that is the four with Andre Blake so far. With Andre Blake so far. So that is the numbers. That is the numbers we have. All right. All right, so that's my back five so far. Let me know if you are with me, and we will move on to the midfield position. We are gonna break down the players again and show you, and then we move on. All right, because we move, we move, we move. All right, we move. All right, so we have Isaac Aiden. Isaac Aiden, defensive central, um, reads the game well, the level that he plays at. Range of passing for this level is still very much effective. All right. The composure that he brings, that is something that Jamaica would love. All right. Yes. Guys, want to come in, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. We are here. All right. Yes. So Aiden is Jamaica's main player. Period. Jamaica's main player. Period. There is no other way around it. It's just Jamaica's main player. Period. All right. He offers something that others don't. So we can move away from him because he's going to be the starter. All right, as the defensive anchor, he's going to be that. Then we have Kevin Lambert. Kevin Lambert, I think this kid played some very solid game for Jamaica. Some very solid games for Jamaica. Never got the respect. For a player that we touted and talk about the local barn and stuff, which yeah, I think he was born locally as well. I think he never got the true chance, Kevin Lambert, because he played a couple of games that he played very, very well. And for some reason, they just pushed him aside and they started to go for more local guys in Jamaica to try play midfield. But he was always one of Jamaica's best midfield anchors. He always seems to play very good. I really like him. And I think that if you want solidity, I think you could easily put him and Aiden as two deeper line midfielders, and he's going to do the job because he always. Yes, of course, I'm going to discuss Congo's players. I am going through the players. So, Dr. Gigi, you don't understand the words coming out of my mouth? If I said I'm going through both teams and I'm going to pick the teams, that's what I said. It's lineups. Yes, so Lambert, very good tackler, strong tackler. His positioning is solid. Position is solid. People don't give him respect for that. His reading of the game is good as well. He had a good pairing starting with the Latibodier, and they broke it up. I don't know why. Because even the previous coach, which was not the one that just left, the dentist, Al Grimson, he said he liked him, and they never brought him back in because Jamaica team is picked by a lot of people. Maybe now it's been picked by less. So maybe that's why he's back in the team, but I don't know what took place with him. But Kevin Lambert is a solid option. Is a solid option. And I wouldn't be surprised if I see him go for Kevin Lambert and Isaac Aiden. And then those two can do the defensive job. And then now you get a creative midfielder for his job only. Deshaun Bernard was injured, very, very bad injury. And because his club is in a position, it does make much sense to rush to bring him back. So Deshaun, yes. So Lambert and Aiden, you could easily see them go for those two. And to be honest, I want to say that those two should have been the first option they tried to go for. Because remember, Jamaica pretty much can't play much different ways than how they play. So maybe solidity in midfield and let others free is the best way to go for it. In my opinion, I was just looking at some things and I came to that conclusion. So maybe if you're with me, you let me know. All right. Lambert isn't in the squad currently, JD. I heard them said something like that, but he's still on the roster, so I don't know. I don't know if he's injured and he could have come back in and stuff. I don't know. I never followed it up, so I don't know. All right? Yes. But all I'm saying is you could just use two defensive central. I think that would be much better. And then you could use one designated creative player. So his job is just to create and not the confusion, in my opinion. All right, so Kevin Lambert, very solid player, one of the better production in the midfield park for Jamaica, like from local Jamaica. All right, then you have Andre Brooks. I thought that Andre, no, you said Lambert is not built for pressure games like this. I think Lambert played as a Jamaican-born Kevin Brown, which you guys love the Jamaican-born players a lot more. He plays some of the best pressure games them for Jamaica. Period. Period. All right. I saw Suriname dog walk in Jamaica twice, and it was Lambert single-handedly boss Bessis Warlace, change the game in Jamaica, and also change the other game. So Lambert played some good games for Jamaica, man. Don't jump to forget what he did for Jamaica. Please don't just do it like that. Don't just do it like that. Give him his credit. But anyways, Andre Brooks. Andre Brooks. A lot of people question where Andre Brooks plays because people texted me the other day and said, "Oh, JD, other people saying that they don't think Andre Brooks is a this and that." Andre Brooks is a central midfielder that deploys aim on left and right and also attacking midfield. That's what he is. He's a technical player that is fleet-footed and has incredible upper body strength. So he can be deployed as multiple functions. But really and truly, he's a central midfielder. All right. So where he played, that's where he actually plays. And as you could see here, that's what he actually does. His main position, central midfield, which is correct because himself says that out of his own mouth. That's what he plays. All right. So I don't have to go back and forward what other people thinks. All right. Yes. That's not my case at this point. All right. I have to just give you where I see the player plays and what the player says he is. All right. He's a central midfielder, and that's what he wants to be known as. And that's what he did for Jamaica. All right. Did he do a good job? I thought that he was solid in movements. He's very intelligent. He's very intelligent. So he was trying to figure things out on his own. But because the stretch between the midfield and the actual at the midfield and actual strikers, which he was a part of the strikers more than a part of the midfield. So that separation was there. So because of that now, it caused more problems than solutions. And it's a new situation, new environment he found himself in. So that never really helped him. So I could see hence why the 45 minutes. But he was better on the ball than almost everyone else. He was better on the ball in the attacking areas and all of those places. So it was solid for me. He was solid for me and showcased that he has good things going forward. But if I should go with him for the start, maybe not. Maybe I would go for Bobby Reed that knows the system a lot more. All right. So we have Isn't King on the injured list? I don't know. I don't know. Owen, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Then we have more football. Big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Aiden, him say him can't play with a player like Lambert beside him. Okay. I never heard him said something like that. All right. I never heard him said something like that, so I would never say something like that. All right. And then we have our brother, Nosage in the building. Massive respect. Jamaica shouldn't underestimate DR Congo. They have been Senegal's hardest opponents. Mo, but remember, Mo, you're talking to me, Mo. I will never build a video. I don't know if you watch other Jamaicans speak on it. I don't think you should take that as an indicator to say that Jamaicans think that they're going to underestimate Congo. I think every sane Jamaican, maybe they are not YouTubers or they don't speak, but every scene Jamaican know that they are the favorites. Every scene, including the coach himself. So if you listen to other people, you might get that belief. That is just a macho man belief that's on the internet. But I've spoken to other people, and they are giving Congo their credit. because I think everybody that's in football around Jamaica, like literally in football, they are much more sensible than and much more lack the ego than the internet sensations them. But if you listen to the internet sensations, Jamaica is always the greatest team. So you can't use that to evaluate what Jamaicans truly think. All right? Yes. But I'm one of the seeing Jamaicans them to know that Congo is better. That's why I am trying to fix it in a way that Jamaica can stay in the game and use their strengths. So that's how I'm picking my team. James says we keep talking about system. What system? All right. The wingers are no good. Oh God, we have not gone to the wingers as yet. All right. So let me. We have not gone to KC Palmer as yet because we are still doing pivot. We are still doing pivots, so we can't go to KC Palmer as yet. You know, we can't go to KC Palmer as yet. Yes, we can't go to KC Palmer yet. Let me just finish. All right, let me finish because we're trying to do pivots first. Then we move on. DR Congo is already celebrating and making reservation for the World Cup. Kirk Stewart, I had done my research on that, and none of the DR's team said anything like that. The fan base may be delusional as Jamaica's fan base, just the same. You understand me? So it's just a bunch of delusional fan bases. So if they are going to pack their bag to go to the World Cup, they are just as delusional as Jamaica's fan base to say that they're better than DR Congo. You understand me? So it's just too delusional. To be honest, it's not just Jamaica and it's just not just Jamaica and Congo's fan base. The delusional. You had United States saying that they're gonna batter Belgium because Belgium is a washed-up team. So it looks like it's just the entire Concacaf is delusional. It's not just Jamaica delusional. Up to 2 days ago, I never actually thought I thought that it was only Jamaica alone delusional in the Concacaf blood. And when I heard that USA saying these things, I'm saying, did they actually watch? Did they actually watch Belgium? And come to say, after Belgium embarrasses United States, they are losing their minds. If they had sense before, they would have known that Belgium is a top 10 team in world football, same way. And now they're saying get rid of every player. But that is just you never actually watch Belgium played football and you don't know nobody aside from Eden Hazard and all of those players. But you don't know that you have Doku and all of those young talented players that are actually back. And you got embarrassed. And the truth is, you're still good. You're the best team in the CONCACAF, or the second best team in the CONCACAF, or the third best team in the CONCACAF. Whichever one of the best you are still. But the truth is, European teams are superior to CONCACAF teams. That is the truth. But you sold this narrative of them washed up and all of those stuff. And you F around and found out. You understand me? And the longer it goes, it would have been 10. You understand me? So I think it's just fan base is being delusional. All right? Yes. Zibev, no, Zibev, you do have Jamaicans that says that we're the favorites. You do have that, and when people push back on them, they start to say, "I'm my team. I come from Jamaica, so I'm about my team." So they just say some delusional stuffs that has no merit connected to it. You understand me? Yes. So I'm just saying that it's not Jamaica alone delusional. United States delusional as well because they were saying that they're going to batter Belgium. And that made no sense. Anderson Aiden is fine. They just need to have a better understanding of their relationship in the park. All right. After reviewing the team's last game, it is obvious that they make decision okay unilaterally. Okay. Fair enough. And also the instruction given to them, Sean. So don't use fan bases on the internet. That's my point. Don't use fan bases on the internet to determine what the actual true football minds believe in the teams. That's my point. That's my point. JD 56 compared to 70 is no difference. It's a 50-50 game. Um, Kevin Brown, I've not talked on Congo. I was doing Belgium, United States just a while ago. We were talking about the delusional takes from the Americans, you know. In fairness, USA, in fairness to USA, nobody in Europe consider Belgium scary. Okay, well, that is fair. Okay, I think teams consider Belgium scary because England plays them always, struggle to beat them, and they beat England most of the times, and they beat majority of the other teams most of the times in Europe. So what are you talking about, blood? The man says, in fairness, nobody in Belgium, in Europe, finds Belgium scary. Oh my God. All right, no problem. JD said Efferon. Yes, because they were there, and I even my friend tactical manager, his video was washed up Belgium and stuff, and I'm saying, why the Americans behaving like that? You know, like just relaxing yourself, man. You know, God. Oh, all right, so Odell, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I just brought the kid home and said that let me do the 2 hours now. That I don't have to do it 11 o'clock. You understand me? Yes. And then obviously you guys will get the contents, and I'm making sure to activate all platforms so we can come back and do it. You know? Yes. When we win, what you going to do tomorrow? Jeremy and Chamber. It doesn't matter who win. Jeremy and Chamber. I never did my prediction or nothing as yet, so I don't know what your case or where you're coming from or what sense you're making towards the conversation. Like, what have I said as yet for you to even come to a conclusion like that? Joker, yes, they were very disrespectful to the Belgians, and the Belgians teach them a lesson. Jaros, my brother, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. JD, share the comparison and soccer score between Jamaica and DR Congo. All right, we will do that. We'll do that soon. We'll do that. But we are going through the players, them. I'm just taking some comments now. But we will do that, man. The show is 2 hours in a man, and we have to go through everything for the 2 hours. I am from DR Congo. I think the game will be really tough. Good luck to everybody. Thanks for being here, peace. And I love when the DR Congo people them come in. They're very respectful and also okay with anybody winning the game because they said them and Jamaicans are family. And I love that. I love that. That shows some level, some cerebral level of respect of our culture, our black culture. You know, because I am a similar person like that. Regardless of who wins, I am going to be equally happy because it's just black people really evolving as a force, you know. And if you watch my videos, you know that that's the type of character that I have. You know, Belgium is not even Germany tier. People speak on Spain, France, England. Nobody speak on Spain and England in the same category, or France in the same category. England is a overhyped commercial TV country. Stop your lying. England is America of Europe. All right, so stop it. Nobody fears England. Stop the lie. All right, stop the lie. Oh, England. People look at England as scary. Well, brother, I'm in Europe, you know, brother. Nobody look at England as scary. So stop it. Speed just needed to use this best tactical plan tomorrow for Jamaica. I see where US YouTubers are saying their MLS players are trash. Yes, all of a sudden they need to throw. Yes, they were saying it. If they can say that, why people like to beat us for playing JPL? Saying JPL is not good enough level. Well, powerful. Yeah. I'm loving that you're watching it. I'm loving that you're watching it. Yeah. They are losing their mind, you know? It looks like you have a few Americans trying to disrespect Belgium in the chat. I'm not gonna have it today. Right now, tactics and formation doesn't matter. Is who want it more. Coco Skull. I those are some Jamaican statements, and I can't take the Jamaican statements today. I want tactics and formation. Because you know what you're trying to tell me? We don't need a coach. We just need to go out there and want it more. Coco, Skull, TV podcast. We need to stop these things in a man. We always find things in Jamaica that we cannot quantify. You know why? Because we never, anytime we believe that we are not better than other people, we always have to go to something that we cannot quantify. Our heart, our soul, who want it more, who for heart to bust out of them chests. Can we just relax? We need a coach. We need good tactics. We need good players. Stop it, Coco Skull. Respect, respect. But I can't manage it, blood. I can't manage our heart, our soul, who want it better. Why we can't just be better at football and then we get the job done? People, you understand what I'm saying? I am tired of this heart, soul, who want it more, bust through chest. Ah, God. Give us little chance so we not have any chance to beat this unstoppable team. Nobody said so, Big Boss. We are going through Jamaica lineup. We have not done Congo as yet, so we have not said anything about Congo. We just talked about United States and Belgium just a while ago. So maybe you came in and heard about Belgium. We weren't talking about Jamaica and Congo. We just deviated a little bit to speak on that the overhype Americans them thinking that Belgium is washed. I want a team embarrass the USA team in the World Cup at them yard. It will happen. It will happen. If they continue thinking that they can disrespect people, they are going to get embarrassed. Believe me. What you think about the number 4 we have? All right. So the number 4 we have. Let me find exactly who your class as the number 4. Uh 1 second. All right. That one is so funny from Coco Skull. Coco Skull, Coco Skull, Coco Skull says, who want it more? I think we need to stop those foolishness. All right. So who was in the 4? That was not. Let me see. Okay, Ephraim. Ephraim was wearing the 4. Okay, Ephraim was wearing the 4. All right. Yes, Ephraim is a talent. One of Jamaica's bright sparks. Them. Based off how Jamaica play football, he's going to flourish even more than the other English-born guys because he's big, strong, and fast. Tactical use. I would bench Bailey and give him 20 minutes. So 20 minutes you want to give Bailey. Jamaican fans and some members of the admin want to treat the national team like a PE. Teams where some players should just get a chance. Yes, that is a problem. JD, still remember the money he lost betting against England. No, but England is not a highly rated team worldwide and people fear England. No. Belgium have never went into a game and feared England. We went into games thinking that we're going to beat England comfortable. DR Congo have qualities, but we have qualities that can hurt them. Yes, yes, yes. But we are going through it. I'm just setting the stage, people. I know that maybe JD, Jamaica have a better rating sofa score than DR Congo. Okay, I don't understand what you based. What I don't, I'm kind of lost because you never really tell me what you're talking on. So please just patch what you're telling me before. I am Congolese and Jamaica is the favorites to win the game point blank. H money, I think you're not Congolese. You're just a liar with a fake account. All right. Yes. I didn't say England is scary. People everywhere give England more of a chance than Belgium. Belgium was number 1 for 6 damn years. When has England been a number 1 team in the world for 6 damn years? Why you don't stop these lies, Ellis, man? Stop disrespect Belgium, man. Not maybe you're in the US blood and you're sad that we beat your blood. Brother, nobody believe that England is a bigger team than Belgium, brother. Especially for the last 12 years. Let we stop this foolishness, man. People, you really think England is a bigger team than Belgium for the last 12 years? Why Ellis keeps saying these foolishness? Or they might beat me and say, why me talk like me a Belgian? But I'm just saying, let we stop. Maybe Belgium don't hype up themselves like England, but let we stop these foolishness, brother. Belgium is always expected to reach the quarterfinals, at least for the last literal 12 years. Let we stop these foolish people. Are you guys really this? You know what? It's okay. It's okay. Belgium is a nobody. England is a big dog. England is a big dog. I don't know where Ellis getting this story from. But I'm in Belgium the whole 12 years, and nobody in Europe believed that foolishness. All right? Nobody in Europe believed that England was bigger than Belgium in the last 12 years. Maybe the last 4 years, people would put England over Belgium. So you know what? England did play Belgium all of those years. Who was the favorites even in England? Even in England, Belgium go and it's 2-2, and Belgium went in the game as the favorites. So, Ellis, please, you're not tracking Belgium for the last 12 years. So, don't lie to people. Don't lie to people. All right? Yes. Don't disrespect Belgium, brother. You don't watch Belgium for the last 12 years. So stop it. England was never ahead of Belgium blood. England was always a fantasy hype team. All right. Belgium is a wannabe Netherlands JD. But they were you cannot hype to tell Belgium was at number one for 6 damn years. So if England was so good and Belgium played England in the same time and sent them home always. So why is it, JD, be honest, England World Cup runs are better than Belgium in the last 10 years? Jesus God. All right, you know what? Let me leave it alone. Let me leave it alone. All right. England is bigger than Belgium blood. All right, but clearly they have not achieved they are yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's perfectly okay. England is bigger than Belgium. Belgium is a nobody team, and England will win the World Cup. All right, and England will go number one in the world. I don't know when that will happen. England will never be at number one in FIFA ranking ever, ever, ever. England will never be the number one team in Europe. It will never happen. They are not good at football, blood. All right. Wasn't Belgium the favorites in the last World Cup? Not the last World Cup. The World Cup before that, they were the favorites, and the World Cup before that, they were the third favorites. England wasn't the favorites in no World Cup, blood. But all of a sudden, Belgium is a small team, and two out of the last four World Cups, they were the top three favorites. Oh, that makes sense. Are you guys on drugs? God damn, you guys really. You know what? That's why you came to the conclusion to say United States would have beaten them. Yes, play them again and see if the United States don't get 25 the next time. 25 love, guaranteed. All right. On the two disrespectful. That's what I said. Concacaf is the most overhyped confed, and the way when you think one of the greatest thing. All right. England have been the favorites. Which World Cup England have been the favorites? Irie vibes. Stop. On overhype England, like on overhype Jamaica. That's the problem. All right, big people. That's not true. Belgium was top three favorites in the last in two World Cups out of the last four World Cups. Period. They never did it. They never did well as to what they expected. No, what am I talking about? Hold on. Yeah, people, let me stick on this topic. Let me not fight for Belgium. Let me not fight for Belgium. It's okay. You guys say what you want because you're gonna derail the show from what I came here to do. All right? Yes, I figured that out they'll know. They know nothing about Belgium. They know nothing about Belgium. And Belgium just lucky in the first half. Brother, when United States scoring, Belgium should have been 3-1, 3-0 up already, Demo. So I don't know what you're talking about, Demo. Even the Americans, them saying they don't know how America will come out of that game without getting conceded on a whole heap of goal. Oh my God. All right, you know what? Jamaicans are connected to England and America. So I'm very sorry that Belgium battered America and beat England regular. So I'm very sorry. And if they hold Jamaica, they're going to give Jamaica a proper beating as well. So they are beating down all of our lineage in history. Yes. Only too disrespectful. All right. You have to go back Beckham days. Yes, 2006, when they said with Peter Crouch them and all of them, when that was the closest they said they're gonna be a favorites, and they had a 2-2 draw with United States, an embarrassment. If some of you guys were born at that time. All right. Yes. So all of those years, and people I was fully seeing at that time, waiting on England to be the greatest thing, and they come out and flop themselves. So this story of England is super elite. Stop it, man. Give Belgium their run. Belgium had a very good run. And obviously they came short of their predictions, but they're always a quarterfinal type team. So if you're sure to go those places, that is a good team, blood. All right? Yes. All right. So let me stop. Let me stop fighting against Belgium, blood. All right. The man them beat America, which they should because they're the higher ranked team. And you guys here 18 on Belgium. God damn. Let me just put up Belgium actual market value just to make sure. Because I think Belgium market value might be close to 500 million as well, you know. Okay, we are past 500 million. So the level of disrespect, we still have, yeah, because as you saw, Lamas, Manchester United, 23-year-old, saving Manchester United at this point. The boss, one of the young sensations, them coming in football now, 30 million. Winter, 23-year-old at AC Milan, one of the new prodigies, them, 23 million as well. He's going to go up massive. All right. Arthur, always good. Engong, very good as well. So the level of young players Belgium have coming up is ridiculous. I actually think this Belgium generation is better than the previous generation, people. Actually better than the previous. JD, you surely know how to get under the subscriber's skin. No, because they are disrespecting the land that I'm in. You understand me? And they should not do that. That's all I'm saying. All right? Because they can't say they are no good when they're expected to go to the quarterfinals. All right? God! They said 4 of Jamaica's goals. Chelsea, they are making up stories now. They said 4 of Jamaica's goals were buck-ups. You know? How much Belgium would give Congo? Belgium would beat Congo very bad too as well. People, Belgium is not a scrub team in the blood. You guys need to stop this disrespecting the people. Tillemans was doing his fingernail on the bench. Tillemans was on the fingernail bench, clipping his fingernails. Tillemans clipping his fingernails, blood. All right? All right, so Tillemans, and we have Onana. Onana shut down Arsenal himself. Onana had to get injured for Arsenal to come on to win against Aston Villa. Once Onana playing, he's dog walking Arsenal. You understand me? So you still have Wixel, you have De Bruyne in the team same way, but everybody is getting very, very good at the right time. I think this is a good generation. Very good generation of talents. All right. So, anyways, let me continue. We're at Jamaica, so we can go over to our Congo. But you guys still need to stop disrespect Belgium. That's all I'm going to say. All right. That's all I'm going to say. Belgium won't beat DR Congo bad, JD. Okay. You will say France will beat DR Congo bad, right? Yes, you're French. You're a Jamaican French. AC Milan by Winters from Genoa. Yes. I think you underrate Congo. No, I don't underrate Congo. Brother, we not just watch Congo dominate Nigeria. And I gave Congo all their credits. I love Congo blood. All right? Yes, I love Congo blood. All right? Belgium will drop up. Yeah, man, I think Belgium will beat Congo. Belgium would map the floor with Nigeria as well. This Belgian team will beat Nigeria very bad. So so if you want me to resign my passport for all of my countries, I can do so, blood. Stop disrespect Belgium. I'm not going to take the Belgium disrespect today. It's not good. This is sad. The man them beat the teams them. Oh, them beat England. Them beat USA. They don't beat Jamaica because they don't face Jamaica yet. They don't beat Congo, brother. You know. All right, let me pull up Congo. Let me pull up Congo. Do you realize that Belgian players are actually the main players on Congo? Because Sadiq and those guys wanted to play, no, and they said, no, they don't have any space for Sadiki now. That's the reason why Sadiki is in Congo in the blood. Do you know that? All right, so Africans, you're here. All right. I'm going to try and send a link. Do you know that? Do you know that, people, that the players on Congo's team are actual Belgian? You know that? The guy couldn't get in a game in Belgium and go to Congo. They are Congolese. The star players on Congo's team are Belgian that couldn't get any game. And the level of disrespect that you're showing Belgium, but you guys are praising Congo. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. All right, so people, let me pull up Congo's team and let me show them that Congo's star players are actual Belgian. You need to put some respect on Belgium. You guys are haters. That's your problem. All right, so let me minimize it a little bit more so you can see. All right. You guys, you never knew that I had. You never knew that I had that pushback for you guys. You have nothing to come back from that. I completely smoked them with that one. All right. So we have Macau and we have Sadiki. So Sadiki, very good player, very good player. I thought that he should have made the Belgian team. Um, no one cares about Belgium, so stop glazing this team. Well, I live in Belgium. Yeah. Chelsea, Belgium is a big world team, but the level of disrespect that you guys are giving them, I can't afford it. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Belgium is a big side, and we're not supposed to disrespect them. Yes, that is not true. In case of Sadiki, you think that no, please tell me the story about Sadiki, Marcel. Please tell me the story about Sadiki. Please tell me the story about Sadiki, Marcel. Tell me the story about Sadiki. Because I can bring up the Belgian paper on Sadiki. I can bring up the Belgian paper on Sadiki, so if you want, I can do that for you as well. Because I'm literally here. so I want you to tell me the truth on Sadiki. But Sadiki picked Marcel, Sadiki wanted to play for Belgium main team. And he said that he thinks he can make it now. And if they don't give him a chance now, so what he did, he used Congo as if you don't pick me now, I am going to play for Congo now. That is literally what he did. So he's like bullied Belgium. Please go back and check it before you argue me, because I'm here and I know the story. So please, before you jump to the conclusion, I am literally in Belgium. I live in Belgium for longer than Sadiki. No, not longer than Sadiki born, but he was a kid when I came here. All right, so I know the story, and he's a player that I like. I talk highly of Sadiki. I talk very highly of him. All right, I talk very highly of him. So I'm just trying to show you that. No, Sadiki is very good. He's very good. He's very good. No, but Marcel, that's what the paper wrote on Sadiki. He was actually the one that said that he wants to play now. If they don't pick him now, he's gonna go to the Congo. That's what he said. That's what he literally said. That's what the paper wrote. So unless they're lying on him and you're his family and you know the situation, but that's exactly what the paper wrote on him. He gave them an ultimatum and they never pick him for that one, and he just left. That's it. All right, but all I'm saying, people, we need to put some respect on Belgium's name, because Belgium are very good players. They have players that's going to other countries, and they're the star players. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, people. So the war don't need. All right, and I'm not overly defending Belgium. All right. Yes, Marcel, but this man, he was. I don't think you know how good Sadiki was. Sadiki was a star in Belgium from his 17. Marcel, from his 17. From his 17, he's saying he's better than Telemans them. He's an outspoken human being, Marcel. So maybe you need, just before you judge me, Marcel, please go back and do the history on him. All right, so that's why you are actually giving the reason why he thought he should have played early. You know. Why people take your people? I'm getting people so upset. I'm getting messages on my phone. I don't want you to tell me nothing about England blood. England is over hype blood. All right. Africans, can you text me? No, let me get this. Let me get this. People, I'm gonna try and get Africans on so we can continue the show, because this Belgium war really take it to the different next level. Oh my God. Oh God. All right, so we were talking about Jamaica's squad, and we liked a few things so far. We talked about some of the areas them, and some of the areas them looked a little bit weaker. We were in midfield, so let me just finish up the Jamaica squad, so we can go to the Congo squad, so we can break down the Congo squad properly. All right? Yes. we're people. The big game is Jamaica. All right. Oh no no no! I never. I missed, guys. It's a lot of messages running here because I'm streaming everywhere. So a lot of messages running. So if I miss your message, I'm very sorry about that, big boss. Sorry about that. It's just because the war hot, so I had to defend Belgium. You know, the game is tomorrow, 11 o'clock my time. So I'm assuming that around Jamaica time, 5 o'clock. So 11 o'clock European time, 10 o'clock England time, and around 5 o'clock American. Uh, North American time, around 5 o'clock. All right. Yes. So give me a little second. Africans. Let me try. Oh yeah, Africans. I'm going to try and send it to you via the Twitter. All right. So just click the Twitter link and you can come in. All right. All right. Yes. All right. All right. And my another host, let me know if you want to come in and I can copy the link and send it to you. All right. No, I can send it to you directly because I'm going to go in my Twitter. I'm going to send it to you on my Twitter. Yes. All right. One second. One second. I'm sorry, people, if you thought that I never defended Jamaica like that. My fault. All right. 98, 19. All right. All right. So I'm looking for Africans. All right. Africans, this is. All right. All right. So Africans, I've sent you the message, yeah? Let me know if it works, all right? Yes. All right. So let we move on. Let me continue our program because we had talked about the midfield. So Brooks, talented player. Obviously he got the 45 minutes, but he was solid. The best retainer on the pitch. So he showcased that he has the technical ability that we talked on. We have Karai Anderson. Karai Anderson went to Blackpool, coming from Charlton. He offers a good versatility and he brings youth. All right. Um, Okay, DR Congo, fans in France are celebrating. They are yes, obviously, because they think they're better than Jamaica, but maybe that can be the downfall for them. Naturally, their players are very good, you know. But what I've just explained about the delusional people on social media, they take it to an extreme, and maybe two fan bases clash together. So that's what that might be the case. Um, Tyrese All, it's tough for Tyrese All because someone asked me if Tyrese All should come in and play. Should we put Tyrese All in this moment? I can't see Tyrese All starting. All right. So if you know about know what Tyrese All does, Tyrese All is pretty much of a full midfielder, can play all of the midfield positions. All right, all of them. Attacking, defensive, right and left midfield. He can play all of the positions. But as you know, he's 20 years old and he never got the games, the minutes in the squad. So I would say that I don't see Tyrese All actually starting. I think only thing he could get a opportunity to feature in the game, but I wouldn't see him starting at this point. He's good for the future for Jamaica. I think that him and Brooks might be two of the best imports Jamaica had in a long time. I think they're going to dominate Jamaica's midfield for a long time if they can cap them. You get me? So that's my take on Tyrese All. Does Hall have the best position in midfield? Don't know what that means. Can you tailor it down for me to understand what you're saying? I would start all Casey and Aiden. So why would you never do it in the first game? Because you have to work on things. JD, tell Andre Brooks not to accept any gifts from the Congo captain. See him collect gifts from New Caledonia captain. Okay. So what Congo doing, people? I don't understand. I'm what are we saying now? Stop your madness. Start the guy. Oh, okay. You have to understand. The comments is wild. All right. The comments is wild. All right. Listen to me. Congolese comes in my chat and they are very respectful. So if we don't have any reasons to slander the people and name, let we be more respectful to them. All right. Yes. All right. 6, 8, or 10. Um, I think the best position for him would be a 10 for Jamaica. And that in itself makes him not really a starter in this game. That's what I would say. Because I think you want more robust today. The robust ready for Concacaf today. All right? Yes, Jesus God. What's people
What?
let we be respectful to the people. All right? I understand the Nigerians report the guys them. They did everything in the world for Congo not to be at the World Cup. All right? So why you couldn't just believe that the Nigerians was just sore losers? Why you couldn't just say that? Because in my soul, I thought that the Nigerians were just sore losers. And you know that I'm a Nigerian first. I am almost more Nigerian than Jamaican. And I am
Almost.
saying that African said almost. Yes, people know that I'm more Nigerian than Jamaican. And I'm telling you that we were just a sore loser. You understand me? We just never take it. We never expect Congo to be so good. All right? So whether it's a juju, make them so good, they were disappearing Africans in front of the Nigerians. Even when Nigerians score, I said, Jesus God, I don't think Nigeria coming out of this game winning this damn game. They are running circles around the Nigerians. So I don't know if it's a juju Africans made the man them disappearing in front of the Nigerians, but they were ridiculous. What
I,
your say on this story that the Jamaicans making up story?
don't hey, don't involve me with this, okay? I came to talk. Listen, JD, I came to talk DRC, and I opened the chat, and then now it's Belgium is being disrespected. Now Nigerians and Jamaica
And
say
then they
voodoo
moved to
here, and I'm I came for for some good talking and some dialogue, and now I'm straight into the pots of banter. So I guess I guess now we're
oh
here then.
God,
So in that case,
oh
you know
God.
what?
Let me keep it to football, people. Let me stop disrespect other countries. We need to stop these things. Let Nigerians do these things. Make Jamaica is a better representation of Nigerians because remember Jamaicans are Nigerians as well. We can't just take the steroids that Nigeria gave us and push it in our box and continue. Let us stop calling the man an Obia worker. All right, that is not respectful. I'm very sorry. I'm serious. Let me stop calling him Obia worker.
Listen, as I jokingly, and there's one group chat that I refer to as Nigeria as Jamaica West, and I refer to as Jamaica as Nigeria East. But I think like I- look, all talented teams here. It's gonna be a fun game, one way or the other. In terms of that game, yo, if Haiti could have finished versus Tunisia, I think they were buzzing for a 1-1 draw. But let's be real, they the final third for Haiti versus Tunisia, they weren't connecting well. But the buildup was there. They're going to be a team that I'm worried about at the World Cup because they play at a CONCACAF physicality, and at the World Cup, that's not the case. And so in CONCACAF, what is a talking to because the refs aren't hard on calls, then I think Haiti might unfortunately run into that and get a couple reds based off how they're tackling and how they're playing. And that's just against Tunisia. But that's besides the point. DRC, Jamaica. This is what I'm here for. This is why I came. This is what the contract says. Um, no, I think it's you've gone through this Jamaica lineup like without going through the DRC's team that's there. What do you find is the main thing that you think Jamaica has to do? And chat folks, let me know as well. What do you think is the main thing you need to get past this DRC team? Man's over there texting.
Sorry about that, Africans. Is my mother-in-law called me to get Gemma
Oh,
calling her.
oh,
Sorry about
that's
that.
fine. That's family
Because it was
things.
her birthday. Yes.
Ah,
So what you're saying, I was going through the Jamaican squad.
mhm,
Went through the defense line. I think the defense line is a little bit weak, especially in the left back area. They don't have much options. I think in the centre back area as well, they don't have much options because people like to throw away Damian Lowe when Damian Lowe is always the savior for Jamaica. He could be very rash, but
mhm,
I know that he gave the Canadian them a lot of problems, and I know you're Canadian, so he had his time in history. So King Damian Lowe, little partner there, might have a little problem. And for me, I said I would go with Damian Lowe over King at this
mhm.
present moment because the recovery speed would have been needed. Are you okay with that?
I think if that's what you're doing, that's what you do. This the
Okay,
simplest way is
okay.
to play. If that's what you're doing, that's what you do. I'd say just because, like with Lowe, I know he has a reputation here. It's like it's a walking something for Lowe. Discipline in the back line, I think, is going to be key in a game this tight. You don't want to be giving away penalties, which means make sure that your line discipline, positional discipline. I saw Jason put that there. Listen, if that back line is in sync and they are pushing and they're specifically pushing players and making sure they're getting players before they drop off side, I think that's going to be key for how they look and what they want to do. But I think the defense, you can't improve on it. You can't necessarily get worse than it. It is what it is. Those are the players you have. And so if that's the case, I'd say, yeah, make sure your back line is moving in a cohesive way. And I think that'll give them more chances, especially in transition moments. You don't, and this is probably why I'll agree with you with, I don't necessarily think you start King in this game just because how King likes to drift in possession. Like sometimes, like King is your center back, and then all he gets the ball, he thinks he's a creative 10 on the line, setting crosses. And I'm gonna keep on saying this. If you aren't, if you're not sure what to think of DRC, go to FIFA Plus. And I say, and these are the two games I recommend you watch for the best case and the worst case for DR Congo. Watch their second game against Senegal, and then watch their game against Nigeria to get here, right? And the goal that they score at in this first half to tie the game, like 31st minute, where it's a bad pass and they flip and they're already gone past a back line in Nigeria is that has Abasi and has other players that are like, okay, these aren't just no one. So the quickness and the speed that they can transition in is something that you want to make sure your back line is there. And I feel that if you go Pinnock and Low, yes, you run a risk with Low defending, but I don't fear those two drifting all the way into the midfield trying to create there because in those transition moments, look, DRC are going to get theirs in their transition moments. And so that would be my concern. So I'm cool with you with that lineup based off the DRC that I think is going to be coming here.
All right, so we're in the midfield now. I'm gonna go a little bit faster because I had 2 hours and
Yeah.
we are clearly going too slow. Maybe I deviated 2 times because of unnecessary war, but I expect it. I expect it because these countries are just war countries, when it comes down to football. So we have Ephraim, Bobby Reed, Casey
Mm-hmm.
Palmer, Damien, Damara Gray, Tyrese Campbell, Ronaldo Cephas, Leon Bailey, Norman Campbell, Bailey Kadamatri, Jamal Lowe, and Dwight Merrick. Those are the guys that finishes off the overall squad for Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put the Congo one on the screen so we can just go through it so we can make the listing as we go. All right?
Yeah.
Because we are going a little bit too slow. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, they put gray on it. They put gray on it. I don't know why they have gray on it.
Well, they probably haven't. Well, it was the roster that was put on, so they probably haven't adjusted it for him not being there.
Yeah,
But
maybe they
yeah,
updated. Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah, guys, remember any one of the streams you're watching, please do it like button, share, and subscribe. All right,
mhm,
and let me know your predictions. All right, yeah, because I think
mhm,
the predictions will mash up the place. All right, so we have Apollo, 21-year-old, very young, and then we have
mhm,
Fayolu, 26, very young as well, and we have Zhao, he's 31. All right.
Mhm.
How you look at their goalkeeping situation? You are okay with them?
I'm okay with it. There's few African countries that you'll say I'm cool with their goalkeeping unless your last name is Mendy. And so like I right now, and that's why you get the two best African countries, I think, from top to bottom are Senegal and Morocco because you trust their goalkeeping the best out of all those games, right? Luka Zidane hasn't done enough for Algeria to push up there, but for them, I think they're good. I
All right.
think, yeah, Apollo is probably the best out of all of them. I do agree with you, Liv Lamani. And so I think that's where they're going to go. I mean, this is the DRC. It's going to be a consistent 4-1-4-1 in that. So I feel as if that's what they're going to get. So play well with it. The goal he conceded against Nigeria was a deflection. And so it's like you can't do much about that as a goalkeeper. But in their other games, the goal he concedes in their last competitive game against Algeria, that's just a wonder shot at the end of time. So I think they're gonna. I'm not mad with his goalkeeping. I think he's done the job well, but it's always somewhere where I think they need to look and improve in that sense.
Okay, and
Yeah,
all right. So we have Liv says Apollo is the best of all of them. He's the
agreed.
youngest, and obviously he's the highest rated. So more likely he has the best upside. So if he's already surpassing them, that tells us that he's gonna cement it for a long while. You know.
It could. The only problem with that is when you have does the coach trust him in that type of a moment, or does he
Thank
say,
you. That's
"Let me
why I
lean
made sure
on
to put the age
experience"?
out, That's why I
Yeah,
put the age there because yes, you can be the highest rated, but you have cemented the other players that were there
yeah,
before you. Um, and they may be privy to bigger situations. So are
yeah.
you going to just put him in because he's the best? Because remember that's how Jamaica works. You're the best, you're gonna go on that field. Because that's what the fan base thinks. But some people you can be the best and not ready for the situation.
Mhm.
So would you just throw him in? I would say that maybe you don't see him start. I think for the situation, maybe you don't see him start. I
Oh,
could see him
I
not
think
starting in this
Impasi's
game.
going. I think Impasi's going for it because that's the experienced one. He's got the big games. The ceiling is higher. Don't get me wrong with him, but Impasi, I think, is the one who's going to get the call because in those moments, again, this is experience, right? This is experience, and they're going to go with the person who's been there or close to it before versus someone who you don't know. Maybe you can play around with that with your outfield players, but in goal, you go with the one who's seen it all for the most part, and I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why they go with
Remember,
Mbasi
these
there.
are questions that people ask me, so I'm just
Yeah,
putting me in the show. Yeah. All right.
mhm,
So we agree that he's not going to get this break,
yeah,
unless it's an injury, and even if it's an injury, maybe they still plan to go with somebody with more experience, or
mhm,
maybe he will come in after that. So we have Tuan Zebi. He was injured coming in, but obviously they knew that he was going to get ready.
mhm,
He got some minutes based on what I heard. So that means he's back. You know, would
mhm.
you think that he will be a part of the starting lineup? Because obviously he's one of their talismanic figures, but he did not get much minutes.
I I think it'll come down to, and again, there's I didn't see I just saw some highlights, and I haven't been able to get a rewatch for their game against Bermuda for what they were doing. I I think he. I'm not sure to be honest. I'm really not sure to be honest. He's been
I actually
rather
think they put him in.
yeah.
I actually think they put him
Okay.
straight in because, but what they're gonna do, they're telling him 35 minutes you're playing. That's
Hmm.
we aim for 35 because we just want to start good against Jamaica so we can flow into it because they know that as long as the game goes, it kind of benefit them. So they just want to start. So I honestly believe that Tuan Zebi will start. Um, in my opinion, I think he will start because obviously maybe the fan base don't rate
Mhm.
Jamaica, but I think that they are
Yeah.
not taking it lightly and they are going to put their best players on the field, so he's going to be on that field,
Yeah.
in my opinion. That's just me. All right. So Liv says if he's
No,
80%, he's
yeah,
going to
and
play.
I agree with
I
that
think so.
sentiment. Yeah, and I agree with
Yes.
that.
So
Yeah,
that
because you don't have another game here. This is the World Cup, so get if
yes.
it
So
like you
if
said,
your
I
foot
think they
broke,
try to get him for a half, and if he can get to a half, then they reevaluate.
yes. So people look out for Tuanzebe to be there because that's how it goes in Jamaican term. If your foot broke, and you came for a game, this is the only game will be existing. The World Cup is not here as yet. The World Cup is not even this month or the next
Mhm.
month. It is the other month. So why you come here if you can't play? So I think that they brought him here because he can play. Because
Mhm.
science, remember, so science can project properly, So maybe not exact, but properly enough for you to know that this player um could possibly reach there. And I think that's the case. So Tuan Zebi, for people, I think he's going to be there. Mbemba, nothing is wrong with him. So he's definitely
Nothing.
a
He's
starter.
gone. Yeah.
All right, so we don't have to talk about Mbemba. All right, so Steve, who you think? You think the supporting one? Who you think will support him? Because I think Mbemba will be there. So Tuan Zebi, he's going to play a centre back or a left back.
I think he goes with him as a what's it
Let me
called?
tell you where he
I
plays
think they go
the
center
last
back
couple
here.
times. Because no, I think he has to play a centre back role. Because
Yeah.
remember, he's injured. So I think to keep him longer in the game, I would say that he has to play a centre back role. Instead of the stretching his legs to cause problems because they like to put him or let him overlap as much over the left hand side. All right, so I think he's going to play left sided centre back. But that's only where he's going to play. He's not going to be overlapping. No, and maybe that's something that Jamaica can exploit as well. Because if he's not as mobile and he has to just stay stationary, because remember he's an athletic player, he bombs forward and the
Hmm.
team relies on him to come forward to press the opposing team. I don't think we're going to see so much of that. And that is something I think Jamaica can exploit if they even get that opportunity to be in control, because you have to be in control to exploit that. But that's my take still. So Tuan Zebi will partner Mbemba. That's what you're looking at.
Hmm. Yes. Yes.
So we have Passy, Mbemba, Tuan Zebi. That's the three we have so far in our lineup. Then right hand side, Wan Bissaka is okay after the game. I heard him on an interview just a while ago. He can't wait to play
Yeah.
Jamaica. I don't know if he knows Jamaica because he went to the beach or something. Or he thinks Jamaica is soft or something. Yeah, but he said, yeah, I can't wait for the game, man. I was listening to him on Twitter. And he seems excited to play Jamaica. So I'm wondering
Hmm.
if his fan belief thinking that Jamaica is soft, you know? I have to defend Jamaica a little bit. No.
I think you're looking at a player who's just excited for the opportunity to go to the World Cup, and that's the team that's in their way. In the same way that Jamaica would say they're excited, their DRC is next up because they're the team that's ahead of them to get to the World Cup. I mean, it's
Okay,
one
okay. So
game.
you don't think it's any
Everyone wants to be the
him
hero.
looking down? Okay,
No, 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 no,
okay,
no.
all right. So Wan Bissaka gets his right hand side African. So that's Wan Bissaka gets his
Yeah.
right hand side. Um,
Yep.
Then we're gonna go for left back. Kayembe, you're gonna go with him because sometimes he goes too high, and I think that can help Jamaica, The way he plays, and he doesn't respect other teams. And I don't know how he plays like that. And I never knew him until I'm watching Congo. He plays as I think Wan Bissaka would have played against opposition. Like he's the bigger baller.
Mm.
He just bumps forward and he's comfortable to just attack other teams. And sometimes even Ellie and those guys have to drop back. And he's the one going forward. So
I don't
but to
mind
be
it.
honest, both of their wing backs
Yeah.
play the same way. So to be honest, let me give him that.
Yeah, and I don't mind it in that game because it's you're creating advantage on that side, and especially now when you have a Wissa who's back, and then he can you can interplay. You have those options. It creates the gravity that Wissa will create will allow him to play that freely. If they think if a team looks at them and say, okay, let's make sure Wissa isn't the one who does it for us. So I think he can do that. Like you said, it is a bit of a risk because now you're looking at if you get caught too high, right? The same goal that they score against Nigeria in the playoffs to get here, they're susceptible to that goal as well if they pinch too high, right? And so I think
Yeah.
that's a fair point for them. But yeah, I don't mind it right now. It hasn't burned them yet. Um, and they've played a lot better time. They've played a lot better teams, I feel, and it hasn't burned them yet. So I don't know why he would change that here. But as
Okay.
Mike says, yeah, I do agree. I think Masuka will. I think Masuka
Yeah,
definitely
Maswaka.
will. Yeah,
Masako, you'll go with
yeah.
but he is worse. When you talk about bombing forward, I don't even think he's a defender.
He's a winger. He's a winger who happens to play
He's gonna
deep.
disrespect Jamaica if he's on the field. He's going to want to disrespect Jamaica. He's gonna play winger. He's gonna be a double up winger. So I saw the man. Hold on. I think I need to look at his numbers in that game. This guy is his level of energy is very, very good. I could see them starting him, you know. I could see him starting him, but I think that because Jamaica have so much pace, and that's all Jamaica actually works on is pace. They stop their football and say, let me go and do tracks. So we're gonna do more tracks, Africans, and we're gonna come off the
Yeah.
field and do more tracks. I can't see why Congo will just play in Jamaica's hands and put Masuaku there, because Masuaku is worse. He's a flat out winger. He doesn't care about defending. He defends. Don't get me wrong, because he's very good. He's very good, but he just always been like he's a winger. And I'm telling you, if Jamaica is brave, they can exploit those weaknesses because he goes too
Oh,
high and stays too high.
that's fair. Here's my counterpoint to that. Right. I don't think DR doesn't want to necessarily, for me at least. I think they can play an up and down game. They can, if you want to play that for 90, they'll do it. I don't think that's what they want to do, but you can. It's not that you can tempt them into that type of a game. They will play that way. And for me, like, the other game I'd say for people to watch, if you want, but you can't find it really, is their game against Algeria at CAF.
Yeah.
Right. If you saw that game, it's waves. But the thing that Algeria did that was wise was like 60, 65, 70 minutes into the second half, they're like, no, no, we're not doing this. We will not survive. We are taking the air out of this game and we're moving this ball. We're gonna reestablish some slow passing buildup because we cannot do this ping pong up and down fast break transition game. I don't know, and this is where if you look at for Jamaica, if someone can do that in a game where it starts becoming that up and down game, that serves them well to be able to pick their shots. But hey, they will be a team that they are. I don't think they'll be afraid to play that type of pace up and down the pitch if it turns into a track meet. I don't think they'll be afraid of it. It exposes them a little bit more, but again, then now you're inviting Wan Bissaka to kind of creep into the party and start sending in crosses. Fine then.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is because what we're doing, we're just flipping in the pros and cons to
Mhm.
certain actions, so at least Jamaica don't feel left out like we're just glazing one team. So that's what I was doing,
Mhm.
just to make sure people know how they play, and so Jamaica could get an advantage there. That's what I was trying to do, which makes
Yeah.
sense because at least I'm identifying the situation. That's all I was trying to do. So sorry about that
Mhm.
if I come off a little bit wrong, people. I'm trying to get the next host on the show. Yeah, so give me
No
a,
problem.
a,
No
a
problem.
second, people. Yeah, give me a second. So we're moving to midfield now, Africans. Midfield.
Yeah.
Are we going to use a two deep midfield and a three across? So we're going to use a 3-5-2 because I actually think that they're going to show less respect to the Jamaica. If we're going to go with a back four, and go with a 4-2-3-1. That's what I think they're going to do. No, Wissa is there. That's what I think. A 4-2-3-1 they're going to do. So they're going to
I think
push
it'll be to
as
me. I think
high
it'll
as
be closer to a four. Yeah, yeah.
4-1, four
Mhm.
two.
I think it'll be closer to a 4-3-3 or a 4-1-4 or like a 4-1-2-2-1. 2-1
Yes, I because I think they
setup
want to
for
push
them.
back
So
Jamaica,
I think
so I
that's what
think they're
it'll
gonna
look like.
always go more. Normally with Algeria, they will go with a 4-1-4-1, or Nigeria. That's what they did because they have more respect for them. Obviously, because those teams are bigger ballers and they know that it's gonna be hard to stop them. So I think that they're gonna show a little bit more less. They're gonna show less respect to Jamaica, and they're gonna have a more expansive formation than a 4-1-4-1, because a
Ye-
4-1-4-1 can easily well drop
Yeah.
off a little bit too deep and get clouded, for me, in my opinion. So I think that's going to be a
Mhm.
4-2, 3-1 at the start, and then they gradually move into a 4-3-3, because Sadiq will join Macau in the midfield and just leave one to be the anchor. One, but they want to see if they can dominate the midfield first before they move into that action, because they're going to start respecting Jamaica first, and then once it goes into a beneficial area, then they started to just the disrespect, then, or the advantage. Not no, don't use the word disrespect, because I know that people will take it different. So they're gonna try their advantage, because this is a game of who can gain the advantage, and they are gonna come in thinking that they should have the advantage ASAP.
Yeah. And I think that's fair. I think they're going. I think they'll go in, and I think for both teams in this game, it's going to be if you get the 1-0 up early, can you then manage this game? I'm not going to say score early and then sh- defend for the rest. I don't think you can survive, especially for the Jamaican standpoint. I don't think you can survive that if you score first and then say let's shut it down and try to go through. I think like they're both built for it, and I do think like for Jamaica, they're better built for the defend and then transition. I think they're better set for that, but don't DRC is looked at the favorite because you look at how they've played. I look at them as the favorite based off of even their losses coming in. I think their losses are a lot more, not to say that they're more impressive. It's a loss is a loss, but they look good in those moments. My two favorite games from them are two losses. The one that they lose to Senegal and then the Algeria game. And so I can understand why people are gonna side with that, but you still got to play. And I think transition is there for them. And the one thing that they've been successful are teams, because the Nigeria game, they were a little bit behind the ball until they get the turnover and they score. And that's when,
Mm-hmm.
Iwobi's finally playing to that Iwobi level that we all imagined him to. And from there all the way to the end, Iwobi was running it. And so unless you hope Hayden in the midfield is going to be someone who can really start to dictate the tempo of the game, that's where I think for Jamaica, that's where they'd have to win. If they're winning that, then it's okay. Now it's time to can you finish here? Because if not, if like we said, if it turns to up and down, toss a coin and pick who you want to win. Because I think both teams are fine and comfortable playing in a up and down type of a game.
JD, I know Congo is a good side, but they are not better than Panama to me. I think we can hurt them, and we acting like they are the best side we ever face. They are better than Panama. They are better than Panama. They are
Yeah.
better than Panama. I think that is disrespectful, Javon. I think Panama is good, because Africans call them the Panama of Africa, So Africans like Panama with the comparison. But they are better than Panama, man. They are better, man.
There's and it's because the confederation that they play in, but there is no team. I
I
don't want to
don't think
start here.
USA beat them easy, and Africans. I don't think. I think they will bust USA up, if
They're
USA come at certain way.
they're a team again. The team they have been. Mo said it earlier. They're the team that causes Senegal, the team who right now is the best team, trophy not included, pending in
Every time
Africa.
they play Senegal, not
It's
just
always a
once.
game.
Every time.
And even if you look at what they've done against Morocco, yes, the last matchup they had Morocco and then they just let up. And so they're the team in Africa who I think for the last few years have been that I jokingly call them Spurs of Africa because they have all the tools to do it. They just haven't been able to get it done because the because the talent in Africa is that deep because the
Yeah,
levels are
yeah.
that deep. They just can't get through. And so I they're a team I want to see at this level because I think once you get to matchups, I think matchups will really dictate because there's going to be some
Okay.
unfamiliarity with it when they get to the world
German said
stage.
it don't see them beating United. No, they will beat United States and Mexico as well. I'm not saying it's going to be a surety every single time out, but they are on those teams levels. That's all I'm saying. You don't. I'm hoping that the actual coaching staff of Jamaica don't think that they are below. They are below United States and Mexico. You understand me? Don't ever think that way. They are up there, man. Let me stop. Brother, oh my God. Oh, we can say that with a straight face that they are no good. Like they're at Panama level. Panama is a good team. Don't get me wrong. Panama is a very good team, but it's.
JD,
I don't think they are Panama is below them. They are below Panama. No.
JD,
You saw Suriname hold out on Panama 2 times and should have won both times. So that means Suriname is better than Congo, and then by verse Suriname is better than Jamaica as well. But you guys never wanted to accept that. So what are we saying then? We
JD.
have to be careful how we really judge this team. I think Congo is. I would agree with Africans. Congo is that tier team that's trying to break through to the big tier. So the big tier is Nigeria is the lowest of the big tier because of their players' quality. The lowest of the big tier. But the right tier is Morocco, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire as well. You have to keep Cote d'Ivoire in the big tier, we can't just demote them. Yes. Then you have Egypt. Egypt is still solid in the first tier. Or you would drop Egypt down now.
Egypt's dropping down.
Egypt, you're dropping Egypt down from the first tier. So who
Yeah,
you have in your top 5 African team?
my
We know we have
in my top.
Senegal, Morocco.
I don't have a top. I have a top two. It's Senegal, Morocco, and then if you want to put Cote d'Ivoire, no, that's me. So really, you think I'm really ostracized
No, I
regardless?
think nobody will say Ghana here. Ghana, we love Ghana.
No,
African is Ghanaian. We understand, but
no,
Ghana
but
not making that tier blood.
it's
You know?
to me. If you look at the teams from Africa who've qualified, right? It's Morocco, Senegal. That's the top tier. After that, you have Mo. Leave me alone.
Yeah, let me do the 5. Let me do the
Yeah,
5. Oh,
no,
give me the next tier gem that you have close beside that. I want to hear that, Africans. Really want to hear your next 3.
okay. I have Cote d'Ivoire after that. No, okay. Are we going qualified or just overall? I need this
No,
distinction
we
here.
just want to know who we have as the top 5 tier now because we want to explain to that commenter that maybe he's disrespecting Congo and who they are. So who we have in the next 3 below? Because you have a top tier. You said Morocco and Senegal are the top 2. Nobody else
Yes.
compete with them. So
No,
finish right
they're
there.
their own
So who
category.
the next 3 we have?
The next three I have Cote d'Ivoire. I have Nigeria,
Yeah.
and then I
Ooh.
can have a conversation. I can have a conversation about it after that. If you want to put Algeria there, sure, I can listen to that. Right?
So
Do
you
you
put
want?
Nigeria ahead of Congo? Because remember, Congo beat Nigeria and kind of dominate them, but because Nigeria dominated Algeria, so you come to that Nigeria? Because when they come to Nigeria, you kind of don't rate Nigeria highly. So I'm
No,
surprised
no.
they put them in the.
Can I, Andre? No, we will bring you into this. I promise.
No, no, go
But
ahead. You're all fine. Go ahead.
no, but like
I'm listening.
if you legitimately look at them, throw out World Cup, even if you include World Cup qualifying failures, they are a team. They are DRC, but with the better headlines. Like they have the better names, right? They are the better names there, and they are. And there's a reason why I'm like Jamaica is Nigeria East, or Nigeria and Jamaica is whatever the directions. They have that when you look at what they do at AFCON, and then even if we look at what they did the last, not this past World Cup qualifier, but the one before that, it was the format, and they lost, they drew at home, and that's what cost them away goals. So for me, I can have a conversation with the rest of them if you want to put those teams there. I'm fine with those three, Nigeria, and then it's a conversation. If you want to put DRC there, I'm fine with that. If you still think Egypt has still gas in the tank, fine. I'll listen to you on that. But for me, I those are my 5. But to me, it's not a top 5. It's the top 2, Senegal and Morocco, and then the rest are just kind of like pick how you want them, however you want them. how you want them to come through. Like even a team like Cape Verde, I don't think this is the best version of Cape Verde. I think if they had qualified last time, they would have been a better because it's just because their leaders are younger. But hey, don't sleep on Ryan Mendes or the likes. South Africa, my problem with South Africa is they are a good team, but they don't have. They're a good unit, one of the best leagues in Africa. They don't have the striking. Like if you give them an actual striker, they would have beat Nigeria at AFCON 2 years ago. They would have looked better in other games. They are everything but a finish, and that's the problem, right? Listen, Ghana is nowhere near the top right now. Of the nine African teams that are making the World Cup, Ghana and Tunisia, and I would argue Ghana is the nine of the nine teams that are there. And if Congo makes it, Ghana is the 10. How they're looking right now, listen, I'll enjoy seeing them in Toronto, but that's it. That's it. But those are my five. Those are my
All
five
right.
for Africa.
All right, all right. So my brother before that posted that we're over hyping Congo and stuff. I think at least Africans explanation and everyone in the chat explanation. I hope you learned something that maybe they are better than what you first thought. All right, yes. So we have our brother, Mr. Andre in the house. Andre is a football man as ourselves, and maybe he wants to give a two piece. We saw you Trinidad play today, Andre. Did you get a chance to watch the game and what you made of the game? It was just a semi-tournament Trinidad competed in, and people, Trinidad came last again.
What? What an
Leave
introduction.
him alone.
Hey,
Leave him
what an
alone,
introduction.
JD. Leave him alone.
JD, how you doing, my brother?
I'm sorry, my brother Andre,
Oh,
but
that's all right. This is JD, right? As long as I understand. Africans, how you doing?
Listen, now I understand what he feels like I do whenever I talk Ghana, Nigeria. I'm just like, well,
oh
they didn't qualify. So
He
I mean,
just I came through the door. I came through the door and he gave me a straight right, just like that. Boom.
I'm
not even
very
a hello,
no no.
just all
I
right.
want we know we want to talk football, but I had to I had to no, Andre. I'm very sorry, Andre. That was not intended. I'm a troublemaker, but that was never intended. That was not intended. All right.
I know. I agree with you. I know you're a troublemaker. In terms of intention, I don't agree with you.
Oh God.
You know what you
Yeah,
were doing.
so I don't know if you watched the game, but yeah, if you don't want to bypass that and we just get straight into the
Well,
talk
yeah.
of the games them present. Yeah.
I watched the game and just briefly. Most of the second half really. I didn't watch the first half. And look, at the end of the day, you call it a tournament, but I saw Gabon came third in the group so far. They're third in the group, and FIFA gave them a medal for participation. So I wouldn't call it a tournament. Once you start getting medals for participation, then that's YMCA level stuff, right? That's real what you call it, recreational stuff. That's my opinion on that. As far as the game is concerned, I'm not taking that football quite seriously because football, as you know, have a lot of different facets. And if everything is not in order, you can't look at those performances and feel good about them, win, lose, or draw. FIFA is in Trinidad at the moment investigating match
Oh
fixing.
God.
So that's not a good thing. That says that football is not healthy on the island. So there's a lot of work need to be done. So these games, I don't know what I don't know how they help football in the Caribbean. So that's my take on that. May not be popular, just like my take on Jamaica game tomorrow.
Okay. Oh God. You're gonna give us. You look like you're planning to give us 17 rights and left.
No. I ain't gonna give you all. I'm not gonna give no rights and left. Look, and I was listening to you guys, and I know I think I have a good idea of what you all think about how the game should go. I think the game is a winner take all scenario. So this is not about survival. So I think Jamaica need to take risk. Jamaica need to be aggressive going into the game. Yes, Congo has a better squad um, on paper, but I think Jamaica have to take control risks, not just crazy risk, but risk with control. Pick the players that's going to allow them. I think the formation Jamaica should really play is 4-1-3-2. I don't think I heard anybody say that before. I think a 4-1-3-2 formation gives Jamaica a chance in possession to get access to at the goal easier, right? If you pick two strikers, and I don't know, you guys, JD, you know the squad better, so maybe you could suggest the two strikers. You need one that's going to run into the channels in possession, and one is going to hold the ball up.
My first video, Andre, I
Hmm.
suggested that we play a much more narrow one with two strikers, and then
Yeah.
we give one a function. So I did it on my previous
Oh,
video
okay.
because I wanted to always have an option, because
Uh-huh.
I know all the center backs then play for Congo.
Right.
And so I came. So the fact that you said that, that's what I was thinking. Maybe, but I changed the back line to get to that two. But the
Hmm.
functions of the two at the front was the same for me. But you think that Jamaica have the gravity to play that style and maintain that?
Okay, so it starts. There's risk with it, right? And it starts with the coach. The coach have to be willing to take risk, and you know the coach better than I do on how the coach play,
He's
right?
not taking any risk.
And I think the way the Jamaica in this moment in this particular game, I think Jamaica, performance, does performance matter? I think most people would say no. I think, but Jamaica have to be able to try to get to the goal quicker, which is in transition or counter attacking football, and I think that formation gives them the opportunity to do that if they put the right players on the pitch, because you're going to need two strikers, as I described just now, that behaves in that way in the midfield. You're going to need somebody in the middle of the three that could direct the game, that could communicate, um, that can control that area of the pitch, and you need two people on the side of them that is athletic, that is creative, that is willing to run up and down. Because the risk of playing in that formation is that the sides of the pitch can be open.
Mhm.
Okay, without the ball. So and the Air Congo certainly have the quality to exploit that if you don't control that, and that's where the risk come in. So that's my if considering what Jamaica, the players that Jamaica have at the moment, if I was involved or I was coaching, that's how I'd approach that game. Because it's not about survival. You're not trying to survive. If this was the group stage in the World Cup, then you could try to survive. This you have to win this game.
Yes, Errol Stewart, bless yourself, thanks for being here. I think no, but this channel, man, I know it comes off bad when I said this channel, but I think I've always been more of a cerebral person and never really jumped to just glaze Jamaica and say that it's going to be a Jamaica win. We're just trying to find a way. Oh, we know, because everybody would say that Congo will be winning. I have not heard one somebody say. I have listened to right across the world, and nobody said Jamaica winning. But people, we're just trying to give, as what Karumi said early, the 2% of hope, 5% of hope that Jamaica could do something. So we're just having that discussion, Errol Stewart. But bless yourself, thanks for being here. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're kind of a show that Congo is just gonna beat the dog breaks of Jamaica, and Jamaica ain't gonna do nothing. We're trying to look at it so we have an expectation. So if the coach don't meet that expectation, because remember my video also state, what's at stake. So what is behind this? Because remember, this is just a one game, But remember, the football continues after this. And Mr. Speed, if he goes out there and do a bunch of foolishness, I should have a next video coming to say that Mr. Speed should be fired. You understand me? So we have to look at it from that point. So Errol Stewart, hope you understand where I'm coming from. We have to have these discussion, because behind this, I am going to come and tell you if Mr. Speed should stay or go. You understand me? Yes.
On that note, and like we haven't even got to predictions or anything, but let me ask this there: if you
Mm.
take away the World Cup, right?
Mhm.
Even though this is why we're here, let's not pretend. What is realistically the bar for you not having that conversation about
I've not
Speed
having a
not coming back
conversation of
after the
what?
interim?
Oh, Mr. Speed. Oh,
Of
yeah, yeah.
yeah, what's your bar for that? Like what does he have to clear for you?
For me, I want to see a defined plan. Because I'm listening to his interviews before, So I want to see him execute the things or attempt to execute the things that he's saying that he's going to do. And we know enough football to see what channel runs and who. So to be honest, I'm looking at his selection. He passes that 100%. His rules that he sets for his selections, it needs tweaks, but I'm okay with that because that is showing me that Jamaica is going forward and it's not of sensationalism. Because over the years, Jamaica only works off sensationalism, and now we can see that it's a system that has education in it, and that is what
Yeah.
Jamaica needed forever. Africans, I'm walking from Walton Park Road, and it was always sensationalism because they call a brother Black Jesus in Jamaica. He never played much football, and they said he was the greatest thing, and everybody else was professional blood. You understand me? And I'm tired of these Black Jesuses coming out of Jamaica. I need sane footballers. So when I see this
I thought
system,
you were gonna say you
it
need to
looks
save it,
like
but that's
I
okay.
will not see Black Jesus only. Black Jesus will actually play football before he's on the team. So he passes that side. But I just want to see him set up a plan, and it looks like he can transfer to go forward. And I'm okay with that. So the bar is very low. Just compete with a defined system with the next two things that he did well. Because I thought he did well in the selection process.
Okay,
At least to the low level. Yes. That's what I want. That's what I
that's
want.
fair.
And I think every Jamaican would want that as well because that seems like we're going into the right direction. All right. How people get upset in the chat because I said Black Jesus. I never even called the guy name. I just said Black Jesus is. Black Jesus is more than one, Andre, right? So why them say me a fight against Walter Boyd?
Let me ask you a question.
Why did you bring him up then? I see, I think you want this. I think you want.
No, I never
See,
wanted.
you don't have
You,
to say his name.
Africans, you set me up, Africans, because I'm
Africans,
answering.
I
Africans.
did,
You
I
see,
did no
you
such
see why I
thing.
didn't. You see why I disagreed with his intention earlier, right?
Oh
That's why I disagreed with his intention. But Jerry, isn't it inconsistent? And this is just from a conversation perspective. I'm not on one side or the other. But isn't it inconsistent in this moment to suggest that qualification for the World Cup is not the bar? Because for the other coaches, qualification for the World Cup was. So why does it change now?
For me,
Let
I'd
me clear it
say
up
like
because people think I'm dissing the Messiah of Jamaica. I honestly meant Africans. You're a Canadian. Do you understand what? All I was just asking for is a structure, And I don't want a baller to be good in Jamaica, and he doesn't play anywhere. And they said he has to play over English Premier League baller. That's all I'm saying. You, why them see me disrespect? He's the greatest Jamaican
okay,
baller
so
ever. All right, but all I'm saying
okay,
is, in real life, I don't know what to say because everything that I'm gonna say is gonna come off disrespectful.
no, no,
So I'm done. All right, I'm done. I've given up.
okay,
Did you
it's
understand
okay,
what I was saying,
okay.
Africans? You understand my point? Because they are gonna
I
come for me,
understand. Yeah. No, and okay, so let
Jesus
me address
Christ!
both
Oh
comments.
my
One,
God!
no, your
Okay.
point and my point was the bar for you,
Wow.
and you answered that. So I don't think there's an issue with the bar that you laid out in terms of them playing a defined system
They
and
don't want Jamaica to
moving
be
with
good
that.
Africans. That's the problem. They want their friends.
listen, listen, I get that, but Andre, to your point, look, yes, the World Cup is what matters here, but there's also a world where, and I'm not trying to set it up as if what if they're going. I'm not trying to set up as saying they're going to lose. So what do you do with your coach next? That wasn't the point. But in all realities, there's how do you look if they make it through this game and they win this by some way, shape, right? And it's a let's say it's just a back pass goes awry and then they get the own goal and then they survive for the rest. Did the coach do anything? No, Congo made the mistake in this hypothetical scenario. So then, like, what are we looking for them to do to actually look good past this? Because even if you get past that point and you make the World Cup, at the end of the day, when you go there, the world is going to be watching whether you get 16 or if you get one. They're going to be watching you, and that's going to say a lot about whether you can do it. It's a great opportunity. Don't get me wrong. It's why they're there, but when we're looking at the game and growing it. I think you have to look beyond the aspects of just them qualifying, because if they qualify and they take that same approach to the World Cup, it's not going to I don't think that'll be a good result for them overall, versus they got there looking a certain way and now they can build on that going this way or that way. Because if they go, we know what the next 2 months are going to be. Who should go? Who deserves to be there? Is this a lifetime achievement award or not? Like, and then where should the monies be going? All these questions are all going to be coming about them, and at the end of the day, we're going to judge them unless they have a Ghana 2014 moment where they stay in their hotels and demand to be paid bonuses. We're just going to judge them by what they do on the pitch. That's what everyone will look back at them as.
So you specifically, so if two hypotheticals here, if the team
Yeah.
qualifies, you're looking at that period of time between now and the World Cup.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Whether the coach takes the team to the World Cup or not.
Yes.
And if the team does not qualify, you're looking at that as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, it's a fair question to raise, but I think everything needs context, right? So if if the team presses Congo and they make a bad pass and the team scores, we cannot not give the coach credit if that was part of the game model, that part of the way they attempted to play, right? So we've got to put it into context. You can't give the coach credit when things don't go right, and to go right, and when it does go right, we say, well, it just happened, right? We got to be fair to the coach. I think and that's in any scenario. That's in any scenario. But I think for now, for me, at this moment, performance, tomorrow night performance, I don't think performance matter. I think they need to win the football match.
Agreed.
That's what matters. And then they can have a look at all of that stuff. And have you seen anything at the moment? Have you seen anything at the moment that suggests that the coach could take the team into the World Cup if the team does qualify? That's the both of you.
The one flaw with the statement is we would have seen this coach with 2 games. Two real games. And so it's impossible to, realistically, it's impossible to make that call after 2 games unless it goes horribly wrong, or it goes like, if it ends 4-0 one way, you're thinking, I don't know, it's a second game. If they win 4-0, hypothetically, we're saying, where was this the whole time? That'll be my approach. Because I'll be saying, okay, well, maybe there's something more there within this game than that is there. But like you said, it is a little bit pretentious of me to make that assumption and look ahead. But that's the type of mind that I am. I've never enjoyed a moment, right? When Canada qualified for the World Cup 4 years ago, my mind immediately went to 2026 and which players. I didn't really enjoy that World Cup, but that's how my mind works. I'm never stay in the moment. I'm always thinking, what's the next thing you have to do? But that's me. And that's probably my flaw, because I never enjoy those things in those moments. But I think it's worth having the conversation, because even if it does go well, or are you going to leave yourself in a position where even if you do qualify, those conversations can still happen in terms of, was it we qualified? Is that all that matters? Because if it's all that matters, get it over the line all the time, versus are we trying to build something that is more sustainable for years to come? But again, that's me. That's how I look at it. But that's my perspective on it. But that's mine overall.
And fair enough. Look, if I'm not mistaken, the coach is on a short-term contract, right? And
he said that he's the coach of the team. So I don't know. So
the
maybe
contract was
even though we
extended?
said, but well, you know what, let me keep it right there. What you said is facts. That's what they told us.
Right. That so look, you said there's only 2 games, and that's fair. There's only 2 games. Is that enough? But we got to look at, when you look at all the shows that everybody was doing prior to the last game, they were picking lineups, and the coach show the ability to do something different. There were there are players that people were picking in the lineup that didn't make it into the coach's lineup. Right? Fair enough?
Yeah.
Right? So for me, that looks like, is that consistent with what he said in terms of players got to come in and behave in a certain way? I'm not sure. But he did pick a lineup that was different to what everybody expected. today.
No, he picked the lineup that I said he's gonna
Well,
pick. So people might think I'm working with the staff because I said Anderson and my boy will play in midfield. And Brownman will play up front. But credit to you is your statement and what I heard him said. Who is
Mhm.
gonna work the hardest?
Yes.
I knew that Campbell and Ephraim was the fittest and the strongest players.
Mhm.
But I just never expect that Ephraim should have started at just coming in and started. And he did it.
Mhm.
But I had a similar squad as to what he said. I said he's going to do based on his statement.
And if you look, I mean, everybody had Leon Bailey in the starting lineup, whether it's as a winger, as a
Nah.
number 10. They were moving him all over the place to get him into the team, and the coach didn't do that. And hopefully that was tied to his to his previous statements that you got to come in and you got to cover ground for him, right? And we saw in the little bit of clips in the training session, they were working on pressing, right? And it was pretty aggressive and that kind of stuff. But I think the moment now is whether or not the coach is capable, win, lose, or draw, of taking the risk that he needs to take tomorrow night to win this game. Whether or not he
Mhm.
could be innovative, come up with a plan, playing a team that is ranked higher, that have better quality, and could come up with a plan to get an outcome in the game. I think that's what
Mhm.
that's his biggest test so far, and I think that's going to that's going to answer some of the question on the way forward, whether the team qualify or not.
Yes, yes, and that's what I love because that's what I wanted. I love
Mhm.
African's point as well. I'm sorry, Lord Jesus Christ. That I people said I disrespected in the chat.
Oh, you just still on
I
that?
was just
On
trying to
Holy
make a
Week,
point.
JD. In Holy
I,
Week of all the weeks, on Easter week, sir, I'll remember that. We'll remember this. And then bring on Pastor.
I
No,
find
don't bring on Pastor. Don't bring
me
on
having the
Pastor.
ability, me having the ability to go around and do a lot of coverages from different
Oh,
countries,
of course.
I've realized that you have some fans, Andre, that are just different. Our most
Mhm.
countries are just different. So Jamaica is one of those countries, and Nigeria might be one of those countries. I think Ghana
Mhm.
as well. Where they just have their cult hero, or when they're 17,000 years old, they're still on the field, or
No,
they never played professional football a day in their lives, but they need to be on the field. You understand? Because you have Ayu was born in Jesus' time, and he's still on the field. You understand me? And
don't.
captain the game as
Hey,
well.
JD, I was enjoying this stream. Don't bring me pain. Leave my pain out of this. Okay? Leave it.
Yeah,
Leave my
I
pain
just
out of this. Okay? Every time JD makes
all
comments
I'm
like that,
saying,
I'm adding goals for Congo. That's what's happening. Where it
I think
sits.
they're just mistaken what I said. What I was clearly saying is I saw that Mr. Speed, even if he's not the right person, no,
Mhm.
he tried to do this. The next coach, no, if the coach should be the right person that comes with the qualification and everything, Andre, they
Mhm.
will have the full autonomy to do whatever they need to do. Because you know why? You got it. You can't come and tell me no. Because what Mr. Speed did for years was to tell us that, oh, the JPL need to develop Africans. So we
Mhm.
have to put players and we have to do 16 plus 7. But no, you ain't doing it. So that is out the water now. So that's what I meant. So we don't want any extra. I'm not going to use all of those words, but in any all of those words that I used before,
Mhm.
they should merit those places. That's why they're there. I know
Yeah.
I'm seeing you're doing merit based
Mhm.
selections. So any coach comes after you should have that full autonomy to do so. That was my point. I am sorry that I disrespected you guys, God.
So
No,
so
no, it's
next time you have to be careful, because right
yes.
now you're getting the label of mix up king. They
Yes.
Yes,
say you
yes.
like
They said
mix
that
up.
I am mixing up. I'm disrespecting the players, the man.
Mix up king,
But my point was
passport
clear.
king,
Yeah.
prediction king. Yeah, JJ, I don't want the crowd. Okay, so let me ask you two this question. Getting because we're getting near to the 2 hours, and let's get to like actual
Yeah, we
scoreline and
passed the two
predictions here.
hours. I guess we have to do 2.5 and finish it off
I
there,
guess so.
right there. Yeah.
So for you, for both of you, and the chat as well, do you what is the more likely pathway? Because this is a Jamaican stream, and I'm representing the continent of Africa, apparently.
Really and truly,
So
it is a
An
international
international
stream.
stream.
it's an
It's an
international stream.
international stream,
Okay,
Lord. Yeah.
so let me ask. So I like this question. Jamaica beats Congo. How? How do they win? And like I can give you some scenarios, or maybe it's different. Is it they defend well, get a counter, they score and then they hold on? Is it they pressure from the get go, they turn them over, and then they can sit back and defend? Is it them holding the possession and really dictating the pace of the game? Is it penalties? Whatever the scenario, how for you does Jamaica win this game? And for the chat, let us know as well. How does Jamaica for you win this game? And if you're Congolese, same as well. If you think Congo wins, how do they win that game as well? But let's start with Jamaica on this side.
For me,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
for, going in, for me, I know that Andre said we have to take the risk, but I think he said measured risk, so I'm going
Yeah.
to agree with him. So it has to be measured risk. I'm very sorry. I heard people saying that, oh, Congo is not this and not that. I think where football plays most of the time is, oh, the midfielders dictate the play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they have the superior midfielders before a ball kicked. And I think that's exactly how it's going to look when they go on the field. Because that's the gap in the superiority of the players them that we have. So I think we have to structure a way or we can get the two occupying their defenders, because once the midfielders can't get the ball to the defenders can't get the ball to the midfielders, that's where the problem will come, because as good as they are, if they can't get the ball, they are nothing at all. They're going to just be a tackler and maybe get a red card soon. So I think that the two strikers system narrow would be the best way. So the only way I can see it is actually Mr. Speed play football, wing transition, and try to get it into the two forwards. One forward keep pulling apart, each depending on the umbrella that you're seeing. If you're on the left hand side, both of them have to be equally as mobile and try to drag them out of place, because they want to stay narrow as best as possible. They're two centre backs just to get their midfielders on the
Mm-hmm.
ball so they can push up to close the umbrella on Jamaica. That's their intention. They want to off court, off field, Jamaica, and then just use their ability to manipulate in midfield to destroy. That's what they're trying to do. I'm telling you, that's what will take place. So you have to
Mm-hmm.
work. I could easily well see a 4-4-2 style, where in which the two right midfielders, one will actually be a central midfielder to make sure you can combat, but
Mm-hmm.
also run out to the right hand side to try get the ball back in just to the forward, because they can't go through the midfield. I don't think Jamaica will go through the midfield, and that is my biggest problem. If I thought that it could have gone to the midfield, I think it would have been a way easier game for Jamaica. Andre, that is my problem. I'm struggling to see how they get through the midfield. That's why I think that in the end, I want to keep the two strikers, because I think that is the best way and the best risk you should take. But I think it still comes down to we might have to keep it clustered so it end up into a 4-4-2.
Hmm.
I think
Okay.
I agree with you. I agree with you on my spot, but at the slight difference that I would have is Jamaica in defense could defend in a mid block
Mm-hmm.
without the ball, defend in a mid block. Um, Try to push, make the pitch really small for DR Congo, push them to the side of the pitch, okay, as opposed to allow them to come down the middle. I think Jamaica need to clog the middle of the pitch, and when they win the ball, play um, in a counter attack. Okay, playing transition
Okay.
with two forwards, making the shape almost like a 4-1-3-2. When
Okay.
when when Jamaica attack, I think if they make it difficult for Congo to play, because Congo wants to be expansive. If they make it
Mm-hmm.
difficult for them to play, and push them without the ball to the side of the pitch, really make the pitch small, put them under pressure. You got to be close to them. Make it difficult for them to look up. And I know it's song easier. We talking on YouTube, and it sounds very very easy. But Congo is a good team. But Jamaica have to be. I don't really like the term, but the term that they use in Europe is on the front foot. I don't know if we have a front foot, but Jamaica have to be aggressive. Let's put it that way, and
Okay.
and and take that calculated risk.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Yeah, okay, so I know I saw where you said you will make some tweaks. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. But because I'm thinking about it as we go, because obviously we're on YouTube, so we're just trying to find
yeah,
ways how to see how it works, because we kind of understand how Congo plays. Because
yeah,
as Andre said, they want to go expansive, but they don't just use go expansive with their centre backs as well. Their centre back
yeah.
stays as narrow as possible and then push the wingers wide, the wing
Right,
backs. That's why they play so high up the pitch,
right,
and then Sadiki and those guys spread wide and becomes the wing backs, and then the attacking midfielder drains. So it ends up into a 2-2-3 in that midfield. So they are
Yeah.
solid. That's how they keep themselves so solid. So we have to try figure a way out how Jamaica can break that block. So I think that's good. That's good. So Africans, you have any way how Jamaica
I would
can get the win?
I what I would if for Jamaica to win, what I would suggest would be like you said, Andre, mid to low block. You got to soak in some pressure, and then you're playing the transition, and you got to be clinical in those transition moments.
yep,
You're not asking Leon Bailey to be anything but stand at the court, stand at the top of the right side or the left side, wherever he happens to be, and when they win the ball, you tell your center backs put that ball into that space, and then you hope in transition you get a couple opportunities. If they get one early and they can defend like that, I think it's open for them to get those types of positive chances. The question is, will they want to play that way? If they pressure up the pitch, going long isn't something that Congo is going to look and say, we don't want to do. Wissa, go get it. Elia, go get it. They aren't afraid to play that. Yes, Drew, I get it. Whoever you're starting, if it's Bailey Calamateri, if it's Leon, if you decide to start Cephas for your reasoning for that type of strategy, that's how they would do it. I think pressing them up can be interesting. The one thing I would say, also looking at the Nigeria game. Again, I'm going to say again, for those of you who aren't quite sure what type of game you're going to get against DR Congo, go to FIFA Plus. Watch their game again. It's free. Watch their game against Nigeria to get to this point, and then watch the second game against Senegal to see what type of games that you can have if your team is both offensively better than them, but then also a team that they don't fear. And if you watch
Yeah.
those two teams, you'll understand where the weaknesses are for DR Congo, but then you'll also realize what the things that they want to do and what they can push through. And I give you those two games because one is with Wissa and one's without Wissa. So without Johan, you have one with him and one without him. So you can see how they're able to play both. And I think Chris Elliott really did a good job in those games. But I think for Jamaica, I would say for them, mid block, pressing, turnover, ball into space, the ball in between the last defender and the goalie, not fully deep, but short, where you make the goalie have to be indecisive in those moments. Those are always going to be available for you. And if you have someone with pace who can get on the end of that, then you hope to have faith that they finish. And that's where I think you can that's where I think Jamaica wins that. If Jamaica wins it, it's a game where they're defending, but they get counter transition goals and they win 2-0. If on the flip side, I think if because there's a degree with me where I'm watching this and I'm wondering, will both sides kind of try to do the thing where they say, no, we want you to be in possession, we'll defend, versus the other way? Because I could see DRC wanting to do that, but then they might just say,
Yeah,
let's
well,
go take this
yeah,
game.
yeah. I agree with you. I was thinking about that as well. They
Mhm.
are want to give Jamaica it because they want to press them high up the pitch and win back the ball.
Yes.
But I think Jamaica will not do that because they're going to kick the ball away because they were doing
Yes.
it against Caledonia. They
Mhm.
were doing that against Bermuda. So why you think that they're going to want to keep the ball today against Congo? They are not going to. So Congo will
No.
have to just
Yeah.
have the ball and advance, or just stop the ball in the middle of the pitch and call the game from 2 minutes in because nobody wants to play.
So let me ask both
Yeah.
of you a question, right?
Mhm.
Because 4-1-3-2 and 4-4-2 can be the same thing in different areas of the pitch, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if Jamaica, hypothetically, if Jamaica is going to play with two strikers, I suggested earlier that one should be one that's able to run in between the channels,
Mm-hmm.
into the channels, and one is able to hold the ball up. Who would those two strikers be based on the current squad?
Um, That's why I said I would have gone one better. Jamal Lowe and Bailey Kadamatri. Both of them can run the channels and hold the ball up. So what you would have done, you'd have made them use two sides.
Right,
So any one of the channels them they're on, that's what they're going to run. That was my whole point. That's
right,
what I wanted to achieve. So Jamaica have two mobile striker that holds up the ball and run channels, which is
right.
Jamal Lowe and Bailey Kadamatri. And I think I would start both of them.
Okay, so let's go. Let's look at the midfield now. Who, if you needed two midfielders out of the three to be to function like eights, right? To be very mobile, and you need one to be an organizer, right? Who would those three midfielders be?
The organizer would easily be the organizer and the sitter would have to be Eden,
Yes.
100%. So that
Right,
is easy. The Bobby Reed would be the dictator of play, because he has the ability to play almost all of them, because he can defend, not at the highest level, because he can play wing back as well, but he brings that defensive solidity and knows not to panic. So Bobby Reed would have come in, and then that's where I have the slight problem. But I would have to go back for Anderson at this point. So Anderson, Bobby Reed, and Aiden, because
and
of the defensive coverage that Anderson gives.
who would be the six behind them, behind those three in a
No,
four
Aiden
three?
would be the six,
No, no, no.
Anderson
Hold
be the
on, hold on.
eight.
Remember, it's a 4-1-3-2. You need somebody organizing
Yes,
in the
Aiden.
three.
Aiden would be the six.
He'd be
Six.
organizing. So who would be the
Yeah.
one in front the back four?
Oh, no, that is Aiden. That's the six you're looking for.
All right. So the formation is 4-1-3-2, and I was going backward.
Yes.
Four one
Okay.
three two.
Okay.
Right. So we
Okay.
need an organizer in the middle of the three.
Aiden. Aiden.
Right. We
Done.
need an
Yeah.
organizer, and we need two other midfielders. Who would be the one now in front in that
Of
line by the
Aiden.
behind Hayden? Four
No,
one
Aiden.
three two.
No, Aiden will be the last one. He will be
All
the
right.
first behind, in front of the center backs.
Right. So you need one now for in the three in front of Hayden.
Anderson. Anderson.
So Anderson.
Yes, because he
Um,
drops off and pick up properly, and then link plays properly. He does that well. That's
so
one thing
Anderson,
that
Bobby, and
Jamaican
who?
can't beat him.
And
Eh?
Anderson, Bobby, and who? You need an organizer now because you remove Hayden.
Yes, so Anderson would be the one that picks up off Aiden or the back line.
Right. So who's
So
the other two? Remember the
then
criteria. They need to be energetic. They need to be able to go
yes.
back and
Then
forth,
you
and they
have
got to be
Bobby
able to
Reed.
create.
Then that's how Bobby Reed comes in. Bobby Reed
Mhm.
comes in, and then we have to go back for Brooks. We have to put
Mm,
back Brooks in. Because no, the formation what you're using, you'd have to use Bobby Reed and Brooks.
mm.
Brooks will be the more stealer individual that is more physical, and Bobby Reed be the fleet-footed one that can link the plays that you want, the channel angle passes them. Because Bobby Reed range passes is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you look at the role of that one individual in front, what are we asking them to do to protect the back four, right? In this sense, that
Aiden to
would be
protect
the
the back
first
four.
responsibility. That would be the first
Mm-hmm.
responsibility,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
then to help move the ball forward as possible. Which is more important in this moment, considering counter-attacking football or transition football is what is being suggested that Jamaica should play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you prefer have a Hayden there or have Hayden higher up the pitch in the three, as was suggested earlier, and have somebody like Lowe doing that shielding the back four, taking into consideration his behavior against Canada in the past, that took the team to the Gold Cup, not to the Gold Cup, to the
To the
To
Nations
the
League, yeah, and Copa America,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Copa
Copa
America.
America and Nations
Yeah,
League.
so would you rather Hayden being part of that three in front of the six, or you would and Low
Oh,
there?
oh,
You want
so
Hayden?
suggesting that maybe you want to push Aiden up a little bit further and then put Damian Lowe in that role.
Yeah, I'm just asking. Yeah,
Well, Damian
when you
Lowe
look
is
at what the
midfield.
responsibilities are,
I have never seen Damian Lowe plays a role. You're giving him the main role. Andre, Damian
you're
Lowe
not
will
trying
end
to
up as
play
a midfielder.
possession. You're not trying to play possession football. You're playing in transition.
I know, but I'm telling you, Damian
Mhm.
Lowe is not a player that works with any formation if
Right.
it's not
Okay.
a centre back.
You
So
see,
he's
that's how
going
it
to
is
be the
getting juggled.
striker. He's going to play the strike. Andre don't. And he's not going to stay there. Every
Right.
time we give him a midfield role,
Hmm.
Damien Lowe seems to be every player and not the position where you put him at.
Right.
So I don't think this is the
I don't
caliber
agree with that.
game
Yeah.
that you're going to give him other than a centre back role. The only
Right.
role Damien Lowe can get is a right-sided centre back, or he's not on the field. I'm very
Right.
sorry.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm asking. I'm not wedded to that, but I'm asking. I'm
No,
not so
no,
sure I
it
would
was
do
a
it.
good one because you
Yeah.
wanted Aiden to be more the orchestrator of
Yeah.
things
Yeah. The
because he's
organizer.
the
Yeah.
yeah. But I think he has to do a double role then. Play a little bit deeper, but still tell the young kids, teach young kids how to move.
Hmm.
So Anderson is a little bit more senior than Brooks. So Aiden keep talking to him, and Anderson has the legs. And this is exactly how Anderson plays. Because before he was the one going dropping off to take the ball off the defense without a deeper line
Mhm.
person. So now he has someone one there already, not letting him take it off the defense. I think Anderson could fit that role.
So in a 4-1-3-2 with the space as already created at the side of the pitch, I'm not so sure you want your wing backs overlapping all the time, right? They're probably gonna stay home a lot because there's a lot of space on the side of the pitch, and you're trying to win the ball in that area. Who would be the two outside backs you would use?
He just stepped away here, but I think in this case, yeah, we'll see. Well, I mean, spoil it.
Eh,
I don't have it.
it's because I think when you pick a formation, there's roles and
Oh,
responsibilities,
of course.
and the players have to fit that profile,
Hmm.
right? And I think that's what the coach tried to do in the last game, right? Try to pick the players that fit the profile um it- of the
It's
way he wanted
true.
to play.
Yeah, but it depends again, like the coach said, if they fit whatever that profile is. New
Mhm.
Caledonia versus isn't the same as DR
No, it's not.
Congo, and
Yeah.
it's trusting those players. To me, like, and that's why like I'm looking at this game. I'm like, to me, I mentioned the thing. It's all comes down to me. Your wingbacks are your fullbacks to make mistakes. I don't think they go because Jason was saying this is true. They don't have that many strikers they brought. So unless they're going to play a winger in a striker role, so put like a Bailey in a striker, a Leon Bailey in a striker role. If you're going to go Jamal Lowe and Bailey Calamateri, like I don't know if that's going to sit there. To me, this it all comes down to Hayden because if you push
I'm
Hayden
back. Sorry
further,
about that.
yeah, if you push Hayden further up the pitch in that
Mhm.
situation, you're asking, like, especially if Speed does start a player like if he does start King, the one fear I have with him, and again, this is our lineups, but if you push Hayden further up, then ultimately now King's gonna also move up to that, and now you're asking Ethan Pinnock in a transition situation if whether you're pressing or whether you're in possession, I think you need players who are going to stay more faithful to where they need to be on the pitch.
Right.
And yes, and I think the more you invite those players, something I always say, like when under high stress, you're always going to default to your basic programming. So if you're a striker playing out wide, you're always going to drift out front. If you're
Right.
a if you're a fullback but you're playing in the middle, you're always going to drift out left. Or if you're a fullback or midfielder playing as a fullback, you're always going to drift into the middle because that's where you're accustomed to be. And so, does he have those players he can trust, like you said, to fill out those roles? From the players that we're familiar with, I think they have to be in specific roles. For the players that we're not familiar with, we don't know. But then again, the lights are brightest here, and we'll have to wait and see what it is. But for me, I think that's where it's curious, and I'm wondering where you're pushing those players and pushing them because I'm not sure if that's going to be the best for them in moments where they're under pressure because they're always going to drift back to where they're kind of accustomed to being on the pitch, right?
Right. I think the rules have to be clear, and if you don't match the intensity of the opponent, you're in trouble. It doesn't matter what you do or how you try to play. So I think the rules have to be clear, and people have to be willing to
Mhm.
execute the role in every moment. I listen, watch a US game the other day, and you listen to Pochettino, and he was right. Players do a lot of work to get to where they need to be, and then they don't continue to do that work to win that moment. Right. So none of those things must be in question at the end of the day, at the end of the night tomorrow. So, are
Man.
you putting the team up, JD? You putting the
No,
team
no,
up?
I was just putting up a similar formation as to what you were describing, or you would want them,
Right.
so I could explain to people what you're
Right.
expecting. Yeah, the role, I think your two striker thing could have still work, because Bailey could have come in, and because some of the times, what we're doing is literally, guys, once you come in, please do it, like, want to share and subscribe. We are on a while and we have not seen the likes. It went up. I know that we're streaming a lot, but once you're on any one of the videos, you click the like button. All right. Yes, I will check the likes them on all videos when I'm done, and then see if we should do the same thing tomorrow. All right. So it could work. It could work because Leon Bailey goes out wide. He doesn't really offer much in Jamaica's system because nobody is there to supply him. You understand me? So if he's, as you said, people have to play to the instruction given. He can play inside channel, and he would have had a much more defined role. So Liam Bailey could add to the pool of a striker that we need in the teams. Just like how you have a Levi Garcia that plays, even though Levi Garcia is much more of a natural striker and a winger as well. You
No,
understand me?
he's more a winger than a striker.
No, but I'm saying he's much more a striker than Leon Bailey naturally. Like naturally, his ability to read the game and getting in behind,
Hmm.
he's way advanced
Right.
than Leon
Right. He
Bailey
just
to
doesn't
me.
get the best service. Yeah.
Yes, so
Yeah.
so I think that Liam Bailey could add to as a striker in it, and I think you have others that are winger strikers as well, so they could have added to the pool. I think the idea that they gave was is actually brilliant in my opinion. I think this is the way they should be thinking because this is the only thing actually gives them a chance in the game. I don't think just kick the ball long and just hope for something and all the vibes that ain't gonna win nothing. That ain't gonna win nothing. You understand me?
Yeah.
Yes.
We saw
Blessings,
vibes
destination.
don't
Thanks for
work
being here.
because the last coach was full of vibes. So vibes don't work.
Yeah. So
Yes.
just
So the
yeah, because
vibes
Jason
can't work.
asked this. Jason just asked this in the chat. Just to be clear, so for Hayden on the pitch, there is that where player 6 would be, or where player 2 would be, or
No, I
yeah,
was just I just put
yeah.
it on the screen because I never finished set it up.
Okay, no
Because
problem,
I
no
was
problem, no problem.
wanting
Yeah.
I wanted to find out if Andre wanted to stay at a four at the back because
Okay.
when the four because he wanted three in front of a next player and he still wanted two strikers. So the only way you come to that is in and remember he explained you have to do certain things in transition. So in an attacking transition, or you would have set up. A defense would be different because those two wide players would automatically become a five at the back. So I kind of get what Andre wanted at the start. So it's not gonna always stay this way. So
Okay.
it's gonna
Okay.
ease well go. It's gonna ease well go like this. Let me.
But before you move that, just the question that Africans were saying about the caller initially, when you call the three players, when you call Hayden, you call Bobby Reed and Anderson, I think. So
Mm-hmm.
you had Hayden where I think the number 8 is there. You had Hayden there, but then you
Where
suggested
number two is? Where number two is? I
no,
had Aiden.
right. That's where you put right. That's where you put Hayden. So
Yes, yes.
so then we're talking about who replaces Hayden in that 8 position.
Mhm.
And then I said put Anderson there. So you
Right.
would have keep Aiden where the six is.
That
Because
was your suggestion. I was trying to see
yeah,
if there's
you wanted to
anybody
put
else that could have play where the 2 is. But I agree with you. Hayden could play where the 2 is, but you need an organizer in that 8 position. Somebody who's organizing.
okay, so you think that the Anderson role, Africans and Andre, would be too big to give Anderson that role? Because
Uh,
then you have to put Bobby Reed there. Because Bobby Reed can do that organization job, but I still think Bobby Reed is not defensive enough to do that job.
But
mhm.
the 2 guys on the side, you want most of that from them. Most of that work back and forth, you want them to have that must be natural for them.
Okay, that means you have to go with one of the younger guys. Them, as what Mr. J said, I would put all there. It has to be Brooks or all then the players them that naturally can spin on the half turn and make the play. But those are young kids,
Right. They
that's
need
playing
they
their
need
first
they need
game.
to be willing to put the work in, and they need to have some creativity about them.
Okay, they said Frey. Oh yeah, Frey is in the team, so we could put Frey at the six, which is a natural centre back, right back, and defensive central. So I think Frey could go there, and then we keep Aiden back where I up the pitch.
What is Frey's natural position? Is it right back or center
It's
back?
right back centre back. I think
Yeah,
right centre back is his right
I don't
natural
know that
position.
I don't know that a right back have the qualities to play that defensive mid. I think a center back, right? The
Yeah, but
position.
he's a right centre back. His natural position, the
Oh,
right centre
right
back, you know.
center back. I thought you said
Yes,
right
and
back.
they put
Sorry.
him at right back as
Right,
well.
right. Okay, okay. He's a right center back. Okay, that's fine.
Yes, so he play right back, right centre back as well. At Miami. So and he plays defensive central as well. And that's what he does for Jamaica. So I'm just saying, I think that solves things. To put him in it, and then just ahead of that we put Aiden, because I can see where the difficulty goes, because now we are relying on some 20-year-old players that never played for the country to come and help us in the main game that we're gonna play. That I think is that's too much of a ask. And me knowing Jamaican fans, if it goes 10 minutes in the game and it's not going good, they don't want him to come back. And that is not the true talent of the player. You understand me?
Mhm.
So I
Right.
didn't want to set them up.
So who would be the back four? Who would be the two outside back?
All right, the two outside back, naturally would have to be Webster, because Webster played solid enough. I don't think he's so much defensive as always offensive, but he still did good enough. Ethan Pinnock would have been there to help him. And then now over this side, Latibody here would have been in. I know that Bell is there now, but I want Bell to be the backup for Ethan Pinnock, or a late sub for Webster if he's not doing good. You understand?
Mhm.
Yeah, because remember the squad is really weak based on how they pick it. I'm surprised how they pick it that way.
So just think about this. Well, they probably have, they're not necessarily considering things that we are discussing right now. They have their own ideas, right?
Okay.
So I'm sure they pick the squad to fit their ideas.
I
But
think they think it's weak as well.
I think
Let me
so.
not say that. Let me not say that lie. But I think they think that they could have done better in other positions, but because of injuries, because that's what
Right,
I
right. We
cause.
could lose some
So
players.
they think that they could have done better if those players were available. You know, so they wanted more players and they had to do other things. That's what I've gotten. That's the feeling I've gotten.
So before you stepped away just now, I'd ask a question. Do you want your outside backs to be overlapping, going up the pitch more than they would stay home, or you want them to stay home a little bit, considering that this formation creates a little more space on the side of the pitch for the opponent? Do you want them to overlap a lot? Do you want them to stay home?
No, stay home is that's not even a question, Andre. Stay home would be the first priority,
Right,
and cautiously go up the pitch. That's why you put three in midfield. I thought that's
right,
why you put three in midfield,
right. Yeah,
because they
yeah.
are going to be the decision makers.
And the reason why I asked you the question again is because you said just now that you suggested Webster,
Hmm.
but you said he don't defend well. Isn't that what you
Yeah,
said?
and that is true, but we don't
Right.
have much option. And
Okay.
because he played well and will be forced into the team regardless of the situation,
Uh-huh.
because if it was my choice, I would have gone for Belleon. But if something goes wrong for Ethan Pinnock, we don't have
Mm.
any natural left-sided midfielder. Yeah, centre back. We just don't have anybody left. You understand me? And that is our problem. We tend
Right.
to just pick all over the place. It's not a uniform pick that we can say we drop in that guy after that guy comes in, and that is the problem. You know,
Right. Who would be the two center backs?
the two centre backs then we would have to go with. For me so far, it has to be Ethan Pinnock, and let me fix this. Let me fix this. It has to be Ethan Pinnock and so far Damian Lowe. So Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe, Lembe, Latibodier, and Webster. Those are the four we have here. Okay, so you guys want me to fill out the team? Okay, no
Yeah.
problem.
uh,
No problem. This is how it would have started. This is the only way it would have started. We only have 11 players and we can't just make up numbers in the blood. All right? We can't just make up numbers. We have to just go with what we have, you know? Yes, that's how it
why is Nitro trying to mash up your stream?
we're not gonna pay that any mind. Let me just continue because I don't understand. Oh, we're looking at international games. We thought that we are staying away from professional normal games. We are doing international games. Jesus Christ, Arsenal.
Africans, you agree with the outside backs and
I'm fine with it. Yes, I'm fine with it. Ultimately, because my to give a spoiler for my prediction, do what you have to. It won't change how I'm going to predict this game.
yeah.
Oh no, you can't say that, Africans. So you mean you're not going to? So what? No
No,
tweet
no,
that
I'm
you
saying
make
do
will.
what you must. It won't change my. It won't change how I view the results. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying do what you want.
So
It won't change how I.
you believe that Jamaica is going to win the game 2-0?
No,
I thought you said that just now.
I think that's how they win the game. I don't think they're going to win the game.
Oh, okay. That's how they
Right?
win the game.
Yeah,
If they win the game, that's how they win the game. Okay.
yeah. But I
Okay,
don't think they will win.
the odds saying slightly Congo 5-1 odds. So clearly, they think that we have a 20% chance. That would have been a mathematic.
Mhm.
We have a 20% chance to win the game. So I guess if you say that you don't think that Jamaica winning, you don't think it's gonna be the 20%, the 80, like 4-1, because
Hold on.
sometimes you don't think it's gonna be that big though. You think it's gonna be a closer game, right?
Yeah, I'm going. Like my score prediction is a 3-1. Is 3-1.
3-1. I
Yeah.
had said 3-1. I think that he can win 3-1. Yeah, surprising, I had said the two things that you said, I said if Congo should win, I think it's gonna be a separation in the winning because that means they would have gotten what they want. And if Jamaica should win, it's gonna be 1 or 2. I said one
Yeah.
nil. That's
Yeah.
what I
Like.
said, and try to
Mhm,
keep the game. That's what
mhm.
I thought. But you think you're gonna win 3-1, regardless of what Jamaica does. You're going with 3-1.
Yeah, I think I think Congo scores early. If again, I'm giving you two scenarios. I'm going with this scenario. I think Congo scores early. Jamaica has to try to push up a little bit. Congo scores again. They score a third. Jamaica gets a consolation. That's the prize 3-1. If it goes the other way, it's Jamaica scoring early. And as is tradition with every Jamaican stream, we're talking about the goalie. And Andre Blake saves and
Yes,
parries
Andre
and
Blake has to play the
parries.
game of his
Yes.
life to get us there. Yes, if you bet on Jamaica, to win, believe me, betters people, if you honestly think that Jamaica can win, every $100 you bet, you're getting $500 back. So betters that loves Jamaica and you know two of the ballers them, call them and ask them all the vibes in the camp if them truly can win it before you put bigger money than 100, because I'm not going to be here telling people to put more than 100 on it. But if they tell you that the vibes is great and they think that they have a good shot, you can squeak out a 200 or maximum 500. Don't go more than 500 US dollars, blood. You guys are gambling addicts if you're going over 500 US dollars. All right, but if Jamaica win and you bet 500, you have a nice amount of money. That's one thing we do know. You have a nice amount of money because it's a 5-1.
The previous announcement, the previous advice comes from JD and Maxit betting scores.
Yes,
If you
I
need
am
more
trying.
information, come to new
I'm
streams
trying to
and get more betting
gamble
scores from
responsible.
Maxit included.
Gamble responsible. All right. Don't put no bunch of money upon it, people. Just put a maximum 100 euros, 100 US dollars. If you're confident Jamaica can get something out of it. All right. Yes. If you put money on Congo, you're not getting back nothing. So it don't even make no sense to bet on Congo because you're not going to get any money back. Yes. Gamble responsible, people. All right.
JD, stop encouraging people to gamble, please.
No, it's people brought up gambling and the odds, and I'm telling them it's 5-1. So if you bet on Congo, you're not gonna get any money back, but you can bet on Jamaica. So who wants to bet on Jamaica, go and bet on them, but don't bet too much money that you're not willing to lose. You understand me? Because the
Yeah.
reason why the odds is so high, because they think that the last is much more closer to Jamaica's side. So don't bet any money that you come and want to kill me. I have my daughter to live for. All right. I them
Guys, make
only
sure
live
you
to bet
use the
one
promotional
dollar.
code Maxit on
All
whatever
right.
steady stream you have.
I would put 10 cent on that. All right, yes, gamble responsible. This man says Jamaica will win 2-0. If you put a money on the exact result and you get the exact result, it's 25-1. All right. So if you go to your bed and dreamt that Jamaica winning 2-0 and you put $100 on it, you're gonna get 2,500. So if you have the right result, go ahead and do it. You can. I think you can make that bet. That is a good bet, Andre. The 25-1 exact result score. That's a good one, Andre. I don't bet. I don't
I
want to
don't
bet it,
bet.
but that
I don't
sounds good.
gamble,
That
so
sounds good. I am willing to lose that $100 to getting 2,500. Would you not do it, Africans? Or are you not doing that foolishness?
No.
Or so 25-1, you're not going on Jamaica.
No. I'm not emotionally hedging. No. No. I'm going to sit in my win or
Just a
sit in my
$100
loss.
Africans,
That's
and you're
it.
gonna win
No emotional
2,500.
hedging. No. No. I'm gonna sit in my win or my loss and I'll be fine. And the sun hopefully will come up the
Oh
next
my
day
God.
and
I
gas will go up
I
$2 again. And what
I
will
would
you
put a
do?
25-1 on it. It's not that bad. $100 for 25-1. I think can Jamaica have a chance. It's not impossible. It's not. It's an upset if Jamaica wins. That is true. But it's not like it's like Caledonia playing Congo. It's not like Caledonia playing Congo.
Mhm.
It's closer than that. So Caledonia beating Congo now, I would say that is 100-1. I honestly believe so. From boardroom, I think they can win, but everyone have to defend with sense. All right, JD, what you bet? I think I would bet the 21 to. I like that 21. Yes, I will. No, don't put your house. Jesus God, man, say we can put him house on it.
We've, JD, we've done
Oh
this. Stop,
God.
stop with the
So
financial advising. Stop.
all right. So let me go for a prediction. For me, I'm very sad. My
I
people,
thought you
you
were
know, I
gonna put
love.
the names in. I thought you were gonna put the names in.
Oh, you want me to put the names in? Okay, okay, okay. Because we're
No, I
describing the
don't
names.
want you to. I just thought you were gonna do it. I mean,
Oh yeah, well, I'm already on the 3 hours. I've explained it over and over, and I'm
right.
tired. I'm
Okay.
stressed out. Because no, I heard that man put in their house on it, Andre. I don't want people to come and tell me that I need to buy them back them house.
The views and opinions expressed by JD. Okay, this one down here, this one, or up here on mobile, this one over here. Listen, are
Oh, they
his
said
and his
I should
alone.
not give a prediction because they don't want me to upset them. All right, so I brought on my two lovely guesses. I'm hoping that you guys can give me a prediction. All right, and that boy that talk about and why we brought on a Trinidad guy, Andre is a bigger coach than anything you're ever gonna be in your life. G Mills, don't get bright and feisty, boy. All right. Yes, don't get bright and feisty. You see the man come here and give you insight to football, and you're up here. I disrespect the man, but true the man come from Trinidad. The man live America and teach football in America. What is wrong with your blood? Oh, you're so disrespectful, man.
You
Like
don't.
you want me to give you a whole heap of short thump on their ribs, man, and you have to go for your gun.
He don't know. He don't know. He don't know better. JD. Forgive
Well,
him.
but Andre, go. What's your prediction for this game?
I don't know. This is hard. It's hard because I mean we're talking hypothetically. We don't know who's injured, who's who's available, whatever the case may be. I think it's if you there's two ways you could look at it. You could look at it what you would emotionally, or you could look at it from a cerebral perspective, right? The odds is 5-1. They are Congo have the better squad. So I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense that the expectation is that they would win the game. Jamaica will have to upset them. The score is a difficult one. I think because of the value of the game, I think the score could probably end up 3-2.
3-2. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Detonation want to give you a job in Andre.
eh?
After they fire Mr. Speed, if we don't go anywhere, they are saying that maybe you need to take the job in Andre. So we
I'll have
might
to
have to
call,
come back to you because remember me, them say me, them blame for make Speed look the job, because I was the one ask him if he wants to coach Jamaica team because he wants something. You
I
know,
will have to
so
I have to
no.
consult with Hagrimson and the last coach first, because I can't understand why they didn't want to live in Jamaica. So I'll need to talk
Okay,
to them
okay.
first.
Okay, you have to consult with other people. Okay, what if Jamaica just end up winning? Remember when we lost to Curacao in the Caribbean finals? Then we beat America 3 days later. Yeah, that's why we are having discussion beer back. I said it's not impossible for Jamaica to win. I'm just saying that I am loving that everything is against Jamaica. So they always say we're little bit with Talawa. So I think this is the time to bring out that Talawaness and just turn up some things, you know. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. According to the coach speed in the latest team video, the entire squad is healthy and ready. Thank you very much, Artanov.
Yep.
So everybody is ready for that information. All right. So Andre said 3-2. And you're going for Congo.
For me, yeah, I think from a cerebral perspective, that's what we should
That's the
expect.
most sensible way to go. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And
We know
Africans
we know
already
we'd
let us
like
know.
Jamaica to win the game. If Jamaica is to win the game, it's probably gonna be a 1-0 game.
And I agree as well. So you
Yeah.
see, everybody that I brought up here tend to go the same direction as myself, but they disrespected me the last time. Oh, I picked 56 outcome. I know am I going on like I'm the prediction king. Why I don't just give them one outcome? Trinidad's do cricket, not soccer. Oh, but beer back, Trinidad was better than Jamaica in cricket, in soccer, so we need to stop this foolishness. But we're not going to start a new war. This was a lovely stream. I brought on, all right, Louis, Maxim says Jamaica can win this game. I think that Jamaica can win this game. I don't give Jamaica a 50-50 chance. That's one thing I do know from me. And I would be mad to say that it's a 50-50 game. I think Congo is the favorites, and it's going on to Jamaica getting 35%. I am pushing Jamaica to 35%. I know that the betting gives Jamaica 20%. And I am being Jamaican and give Jamaica 15 more percent. So you can't beat me that I give Jamaica 20. Because when we are doing United States game, we don't give Jamaica 35% chance to beat United States. So then, all of a sudden now, we should give them 60% to win the game against Congo. I don't understand this, Every game starts at 50-50. Jesus. Where is Demo? People, we need Demo. Tag Demo, guys. We need Demo prediction. Because Jura says 50-50. Juras, I forgot 35. Whatever the other percentage for Congo blood. I can't be your lie. Congo is overconfident. Yes, Maxime, we know that they're overconfident, but sometimes we are Jamaicans, we have to just be honest to ourselves. They have the better players in the blood. Thank God we get the English players them in the blood. Because goddamn, we don't know who we have to make a team. So we fight about.
There's a new one. Gmail's begging for points.
Gmail's begging for points.
Yeah.
And me can't rate TNT. Them could have give a waste 3 points. Oh God. Oh God. Africans, what do you make of Jimmy's comment? He said he can't rate Trinidad because Trinidad should have given Jamaica the 3 points.
Well, you could have taken them. You could have taken them.
But I don't know if he's aware. He's actually talking about fixing the match, right?
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah, he's talking about
Gmails, you can go to prison.
You know what? I'll say the thing. I'll say the sore thing. How about get players who can finish? Okay, how about let's do that. Let's get players who are in form and can finish, and we don't rely on players from yesteryear who've form over loyalty. That's what I say to that. But what I will say to my prediction, I am predicting Congo to win. The one thing I will say, for the sake of saying it, because it's fair, I think if the one thing, again, I passionately, jokingly do call DR Congo Spurs of Africa. If there's one concern I have of them, it's seeing the game out. Don't assume if you're down 1-0 or if you're down something nil that you're out of the game. Keep playing.
Yes, continue fighting. That's a good one. Panel negative, sir. Oh, god damn. Yo. Beerback said that Trinidadian would Naga said Jamaica go win. I think Andre was honest. Yo, blood. Yeah, we can't progress, blood. We're trying to bring new people to the table, man. You know? So people, you don't want my panel back here. So you want me alone to be here struggling, fighting with all of you dudes. I
No,
can't do that.
you got to bring a
I,
panel that's emotional.
yeah, so I just need to pick up 3 man in a Jamaica and say, put on some shirt. We are gonna win the game and beat beer drum. Yeah, Andre. You know what game that remind me of?
Mm.
The game that police was playing, the American team in Trinidad, and they were
Defense force,
beating
defense
the
force, not
drums
police.
so hard.
Yeah,
Defense
yeah,
force, and I
yeah,
said, not even Jesus Christ
yeah,
can't help the beating that you're gonna get
yeah,
with those drum knives.
yeah. 12, what was 7-0 and 5-0?
And yes, they got a fat 12.
Yeah,
So not the amount of beating the drum. So how we're saying, people, we have to just give teams respect. They are the slight favorites. So I would love for the upset. I'm gonna give Jamaica 35 chance to win the game. You understand me? Joseph
fair.
Brown says 1-1 and Jamaica win on penalty. I would love that, Joseph Brown. Gmail
Yeah.
says Congo dead. We know that before the video starts. That's Gmail's. Then he's gonna take a Fenzik right after Andre. And you don't see him for 6 days, 10 days. You're doing the post match, and Gmail's is dead Africans. Never to be seen.
Look, the coach said that Jamaica needs something good to happen on the back of the hurricane and not qualifying automatically. And so let's just hope that you said 35%. African, you said 40%. Is that what you said? Chance of winning for Jamaica?
I think Africans had a lower
JD said
percentage than that.
35.
Yeah,
JD's more
35.
optimistic than I am. So if
Okay.
JD said 35,
The
then
odds says
I'll give
20%
him.
Jamaica. The odds says
Okay.
20%. I said I'm putting
Okay.
15% on it because I have to. Even though I'm not delusional, I still have to just put my Jamaicanness on it because I'm gonna get destroyed if I don't give Jamaica more
You could
what
take
the
the guy.
people them says.
You could take the man out of Jamaica, but you can't take Jamaica out of it.
And them still
Allegedly.
Andrew, they're still going to beat me if I give Jamaica
Yeah, it doesn't
15
matter.
more percent.
I
Because
know,
they said I
man.
have to say 50-50. So they just want to bully me into you guys are beating me.
I would
But
say-
they're
I would
beating me.
Let's say Jamaica go win 3-0 and call it a day then.
Yeah, people, at this point, Jamaica 70% winning, blood. 3-0. All right. Congo is not strong outside Africa. How much time Congo really play outside Africa? Because remember, they have a confed called Africa. So
And Jamaica strong
understand.
outside of CONCACAF?
This is where-
No, let's go bar for bar. No, let's go bar for bar. No. Let's go bar for bar with this. No.
the man said Congo 70% sound good. All right. The panel consists of a European, a African, and a Trini. Where is the Jamaican representative?
Oh my goodness.
All right, people, we have come to the end of the show. Thank you very much. Love Andre. Let the people know where to find the big coach, and then Africans drop the link so people can find you. All right. I think I've gotten enough disrespect for the day. I am done. He says it's okay. I tried my best. I tried my best, I tried my best, I can't do anything more. So please, guys, Africans as this channel, we do videos over there whenever we can. And Andre, let people know where to find you. And if you're going to be around, because apparently they don't want any Trinidad. So where's your virgin Cranky? You're not going on Cranky. You can't go on Cranky then, because Cranky is way more Jamaican than me. So they don't want to hear from you.
That's the minority. We can't listen to the minority.
So people, give it 100 comments before we shut off. Should we continue this and try to get Africans and Andre back on, and we do like a CONCACAF thing like what I always did with other guys? Or you guys just want me alone talk about Jamaica and glaze Jamaica, like a glazed donut, you know? Let me know.
What? King King Shasha, Queen Shasha. Okay.
Oh God. Anna and Manners, big up yourself. Oh no, big three. Okay, new panel. All right, so we're getting big
No,
three.
no,
So
no,
we
no, no,
go on
no,
the panel.
no. He's saying that he knows the panel.
Okay.
He's just
It's
saying it
good
too fast.
for
Heads.
the sportsmanship still. Okay, so even as you're a hater, LB has nothing in life to do more than he's a scrub, you know? Yes, so his comments will always be him being a scrub, you know? Yes. I don't know why he's a scrub, but yeah. 3-0 to Congo. Tasia said, but Tasia, do you like what we're doing here? Because we are trying to run a poll fast to see if we should do it again. Jaros, big up yourself. Tessia said Jamaica team too weak. Jesus Christ, that's my problem. No, no, you trigger
That's
off the other
them.
man's in the
Listen,
chat. No, oh God,
yo,
God, Tessia, I can't manage. You alone. All right. So Romy and Purity and me alone for do it. Oh God. That's a rough stream. I can't manage. I have graduated to I don't know. I can't manage the streams. I get too much disrespect on the streams, blood. 2-1. Deal stocks a 2-1 to Congo. Deal stock, but you're Jamaican blood. Deal stock here Jamaican, you know. So how these man in the chat not getting beaten when they're Jamaican? Omar
because
Fowling said 3-0 to Congo.
because you have the
Lamar said
channel.
4-1. So hold on. And then Dr. Ear said 2-1 to Jamaica. So we got one Jamaica. All of these mans that I'm seeing aside from Congolese, you know, Jamaican saying Jamaica not winning. So why they're not getting the same beating as me saying Jamaica have 35%?
Because Twitter
So
fingers
JD,
aren't microphones. That's why.
one of the things that I don't think you cover, just real quick. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on when you look at the length of time I think the coach, the Congo coach, has been with them for a while now, and Jamaica coach being recent. You look at the background. What when you compare what are your thoughts when you compare the two?
It's tough. It's tough. Everything is stuck against us, Andre. I had said that from early, but you know that in Jamaica, and in Congo, no, not in Congo, but in Nigeria as well, the spirituality works in Andre. So so the length of time doesn't matter. If we're gonna beat a team and we're gonna beat a team, Andre, we have to beating a team mean beating a team, Andre. So what can I say?
You
I
should have
don't know
had
what to
on.
say,
You know
Andre.
who you should have. You know what you should have done this morning. You could still do it. You could call Mr. Lewis and get his
Oh,
opinion.
LA, Louis.
Yeah. Call him and get his
reality,
opinion.
real, and the reality playing field, I do think that the length of time that the coach is there and the players there as well. Because I think that this Afghan here really help Congo as much, you know, Africans because they get more time for the players them. And I was saying that why they did that for Congo and Jamaica never had any tournament at the same time. You understand me?
No,
That
they
was a
they
big
had the prep.
problem.
JD, they had the prep tournament. That was the Gold Cup, and Panama and Guatemala said thank you for coming, and then we'll see you when the next one starts.
Yeah, but the
So
Gold Cup was a little bit earlier than Afghan. Remember, right? Yes, yes, man. The Afghan was more recent than the Gold Cup, right?
oh, it
Yeah.
was, yeah.
So that we still have a break. And then we have more ballers coming in and they don't get any game. We have players, Africans that don't play a game for Jamaica, you know, and they're in the squad, you know, and we are looking to start them in this game, you know, in this game.
It's not impossible. You guys can do it. Like, let's not pretend it's a possibility. But yeah, the way the schedule breaks down, Congo right now feels like it's in a better spot to do it with the coach, with the continuality, with everything that's there. They have more time that's built there. So maybe. But hey, one game in Mexico, the fans will be cheering for the underdog or whoever gives them the better show. So we go. I'm not
All right. So the
Who,
people say
who,
bring back the panel.
who,
Bring back the panel. So guys, please go and subscribe to Africans. And we are bringing back the panel for the game itself. All right, we are bringing back the panel. Though Andre's a busy man and Africans is a busy man, but I'm going to try and send them the link. I'm going to do it through StreamYard so they can come on. And Pastor could pastor as well because I know that Pastor might be available. Jesus Christ, he's gonna be king, even king on the bench. But
Yeah.
Pastor will still be here, blood. All right, yes. JD, stop worrying. Me just walk come from St. Thomas. Let's see if
It's okay, you know. It's...
all right, all right, people. Lucifer. Jesus Christ. Lucifer.
on Holy Week, JD.
Oh God.
Palm Sunday
Oh
just
God.
passed, and you're like, listen, let me tell you about Lucy.
So Lucifer. Lucifer says that Jamaica winning 4-1. All right. Mills said he likes the panel. Good panel. We're gonna have it back, man, you know.
Who do you think
And we're
gonna
gonna
be
do the same
affected?
thing for the game itself.
Who do you all think gonna be affected more by the altitude?
I think it's just gonna be balanced in my opinion. I don't think Jamaica have any advantage. Jamaicans don't have any Jamaicans real player on the field, you know. And Andre, like the region, they are not from the region. They're from England, you
Right.
know. So so Congo and them in the same boat.
But is this the same stadium that what's it called, that Jamaica played in? They played at altitude versus New Caledonia.
Yes,
no?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay,
No, they not the same stadium, but they played already. Hold on, let me see the stadium that they're gonna play.
yeah,
Stadium
because
is Akron. Akron they played. Let me see where Jamaica played last one. I think yes, it's in Akron. Yes, yes.
well, in
So it's
that
the same
case, then
stadium.
yeah, in that
So you
case
think
you
that
have
Jamaica
to.
will have the advantage?
Well, you've done a full
Hold
90.
on, let me see if Congo play the game because maybe I think Congo might
Yeah,
play the game behind closed door at the same stadium
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
No. It was a Stadio Jalisco. Yeah, so it's a different
yeah,
stadium.
it's a different stadium. So yeah, I can give them the advantage on that if they want to run, but that comes down to a game where you think. If you think that's going to affect, then if you're Jamaica, you sit back, you defend, you counter, and then once DRC starts to lose their legs, same city but different stadium. So yeah, at the end of the day, it may not matter. Maybe they're both adjusting to it. But if you think it's going to be an advantage, then you have to be the one who sits back, defends, and then you have to go hard for the last 30 minutes, right?
But there's so many things that the altitude affect. The ball travel faster, as an example. Did that affect the first game? Are they more acclimatized state now? There's a whole lot of things that people saw the low scoring game against Congo played against
Bermuda.
Bermuda. It was a the low scoring game, and people were commenting on that without. I don't think they took into consideration
No,
all
they
the
never watched the
things.
game, Andre. They never watched the game. They said
Right, and
they
and,
never
and
know
but
nothing that took place in the game.
there's a lot of things that happen. I understand. The ball travel faster. They have to probably put a different air in the ball, which makes it lighter. There's a whole sort of different thing that happens that could affect the outcome. So hopefully both teams are more acclimatized and we can get a good game. I think that's what's important. I think the English speaking Caribbean need a team in the World Cup.
Yes, you always say that, Andre. Even though they're
Yeah,
saying you're a Jamaican hater, you always said we need a team to represent the English
yeah. The
speaking
Club
Caribbean.
World Cup
But
came and went. A lot of money was changed hand from that tournament, and we won there. And this one is a lot of money is going to change hand as well. And the Caribbean needs some of that, something to. I don't think just Jamaica need something to pick. Jamaicans need something to pick them up, but I think they'll be representing the Caribbean. So to get a result like that, I think would be good for the entire Caribbean. So
put some Aki near the go. Don't start Richard King because enough man I got mad out in them clean clothes and eat out a rubbish bin. So that Lucifer stated that Richard King should not play. All right, so um,
Yeah.
people, we have come to the end. G Mills, G
You
Mills.
do know who G Mills is? Do you know who he is, Jerry?
Yes, G Mills is a thugs from Jamaica. You know,
He
one of the
just say whatever
Jamaican
he wants.
thugs. Yes,
He
that's
just say
because he
whatever he
thinks he's a
wants.
thugs. Because he thinks he's a thugs. That's all. But he has to go for his gun because I'm gonna give him whole heap of thump and him short ribs. Because he disrespect me the other day, you know? Tell me I'm a sellout, you know? All right, so people, so take care. We have done our time. We have not done so much videos, but I think this is impactful. You know, yes. And I like the people that came on, and these are the people I want to have on. All right. So if anybody else think that they can bully me into what I want, this is what I want. You know. So it's either me or these people that I have on. So yeah, I'm from Suriname wherever I want to be. I'm talking football because I saw Mexicans, Colombians talking on Jamaica game. So why I can't talk on Jamaica if I'm Surinamese Gmails? God damn. All right. So thanks yet again, Andre and the Africans. We are gonna shut up right here. Got to eat some food and make sure the kid go to bed. We have our chores to do in life, you know? Yes. JD, subscribers come first, not you. Thank you very much, Mr. Kevin Brown. So Andre, all right then. um Peace. Yes, they said I'm not Jamaican. They eat on me every day. All under the streams them. Even Jamaica not playing in a Nigeria game just going on. A random Nigeria playing tomorrow. Just watch me watch Nigeria tomorrow and see how much hate they put on me. Just watch. All right. So you have anything to say? Andre, are you done? And Africans, you have anything to put? Are you done?
No, I'm good.
I've said everything. It'll be a good game.
All
Yeah.
right.
Congratulations to whoever wins in advance. Yeah, and let's have fun with this. Yeah.
All
And
right. So
good
take
luck
care,
to
people.
Jamaica. Good,
What is it, Andre?
good luck to Jamaica tomorrow night.
Good luck to Jamaica tomorrow night. We will be there. I will be there from early. I am starting 9:30 blood. No, I can't start 9:30. But the stream is gonna start 9:30 blood. So we are gonna be here. We're gonna bleach on the internet. All right. So others start 8:30 blood or 7 or 5:30 because I'm gonna start 9:30 blood. So start 5:30. We want to see the street full up. 64-hour streams tomorrow. Take care, people. Bye bye.
Bye.